to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you bought today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you bought today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Ba. Skibidi dabado.
A special one from the CEO, Stan coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Moravia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Bonjama, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you incapable, graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah! Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you bought today?
Spoon TV.
Yes, what you bought today?
Spoon.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEOs, then coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Fonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon. To spoon. You wanna get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah. Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you batileo.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Yes, what you batileo.
Spoon.
Beseku.
Spoon TV. Spoon.
Ba.
Spoon.
Skidibidi dabado.
Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment.
Kuwa. Beseku, kudileo. Kuwa, kudileo.
To the spoon to get
Yes,
your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon television.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEOs, then coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion.
Oh yes, so just tune to Spoon. You will know if the children are crying from starvation. Tune to Spoon. You want to know what's happening at the ministries, the agencies. Tune to Spoon. This is where you get the news every single day. I like to say welcome to Liberia's premium talk show on radio and online. This is where Liberians gather for the news. We gather here every single day to give you all of the updates concerning the country. And so we're here. Welcome. Thanks again for joining us. My name is Nelson Colette. We're live across the internet, Spoon TV, live on Facebook, Fabric TV, and of course on YouTube. Spoon Talk Live is our YouTube handle. Thanks to all of our partner radio stations across Liberia that are relaying this program. Thanks to Trust FM in Margibi, that's Trust FM in Bomi County, Gibi FM in Margibi County, Kakata specifically. Thanks to Trend Radio and of course Premier FM in Central Liberia, Bon County. Welcome to Spoon Talk. Let me go across the table. I see Dr. Richardson is already here. Good evening, Dr. Richardson. It's
Yes,
good to see you again.
yes, I'm just here popping in and popping out. I'm getting ready for class. My class is at 4:30. I'm teaching
Okay.
virtually, so I just said, since I'm sitting here feeling anxious before my class starts, I said, let me just pop in to see how Nelson's doing. I miss you guys so much when I'm not here, so
Yeah,
yeah,
certainly.
I'm sure it's going to be like interactive and informative and bombastic tonight, as usual. I saw the Facebook was like everybody was like talking this and that. It's just
Oh yeah.
it's interesting watching the process. Showbiz is showbiz, and that's good.
Yeah,
Mhm.
certainly.
Yeah.
Most times after every firing edition of the show, the feedback will be huge. And interestingly, Dr. Richardson, I went somewhere today and uh, I heard the folks discussing about the show from last night edition and the previous edition. I had my back turned, I had on a face cap, so I'm just listening. People talking. This other person did this, the other person did that, and
Yes, I mean, I got a barrage of calls, Nelson, text
yeah.
messages. That's why I had to come here today. You have to. It's something that I've gotten used to. I
Mhm,
don't, I don't have a knee jerk reaction to respond. I just
mhm.
let people talk. It's the right. It's this diversity of thoughts. I find it
Yeah.
funny when you are in the midst like you were today, and you just listen to all of the different, you know, people talking, and that's the purpose
Mhm.
of the show. That's why
Oh yeah.
I enjoy it. As long as we are not, engaging in confusion and harming people. I'm a face, so people will attack me.
Oh yeah.
That comes with my. I've learned that it comes with the territory. I wasn't always open to that idea, but I've learned that it comes with the territory now. So that's what we are. So
Seriously. And it's
yeah,
interesting. Sometimes you are somewhere and the folks they don't get to recognize you, but they're discussing you. Sometimes their feedback is negative, sometimes it's positive, and you're there in disguise and you're just listening. It's so
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
And
I read a lot
Mhm.
today. I was kind of just during my break time. And all I can say is, good people are talking. People are having their opinions and about what we did yesterday on the show. So it's really good. I have no qualms with that. One of my very good friend, by the way, I said my little sister, Maz Dapo, today is her birthday. Happy birthday, by the way. And she deferred on some of the things that happened in the show. And I was like, Maz, happy birthday to you. I didn't get into, her thoughts or my thoughts. We're still good friends. She's a friend. Happy birthday. I wish her she has the best birthday. She's my little sister. Maz, would defend some things. I don't expect her to defend everything that I do. She will not be human. So that's how I look at it, Nelson. It took me a long time to get to this place, and actually thanks to your CEO, because sometimes I'm like, you're like, he was like, you better put on your big girl hat, because this business is not an easy business to be into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Um, should I
Well,
come in with some of the
yeah,
updates?
I'm gonna leave you because I want to just go and prepare. I hope that you have a good crew tonight. I think there'll be a lot of people here. I just like to get this show started. So we'll have a lot of panelists here tonight. The CEO will be on, but I just there, I see you in the background. But I'm gonna leave. There you are, CEO. I'm gonna leave you in the hands of Nelson. I have class tonight. I just like to come to make sure he gets started and then move on.
Where you going? Stay. Don't go.
I got class tonight. You remember?
You got class or you got spa?
Yes, I kid a chat with Nelson a little. I miss you guys when I'm not here.
Oh yeah. But when is your class?
I gotta go to the real world. 4:30.
Oh, okay.
I already opened up my Zoom. My Zoom is in the background.
You got 5 more minutes.
About 3 more minutes or so. 3 or 4 more.
Wow. How you been, Dr. Richardson?
I'm doing well. Reading a lot, prepping for class. I had an article due on terminating therapy. That's what I'm.
Terminating therapy. There you
Yes.
go. Yeah, Joe.
Terminating government positions. Same
No, I
application.
say you're in job because you get all the BB and you teaching. I mean, which level are you teaching? You teaching the bachelor, the PhD, or
All doctoral level students. They're getting the clinical degree in.
you get nursing check out because I want you there, yo.
All doctoral level, they're getting their clinical degree in psychology. So when they graduate, they will have
Clinical degree in psychology. Wow,
clinical psychology. That's what I'm teaching.
that's nice. That's very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second nature to me. Been doing this for a little bit now.
Stanley, CEO just came from eating. No, I just came from eating potato screen, not driving.
Oh my God! Let me go. I see you. If potato be there, it will be fiery. Fiery.
Right, so Francine Chinowith special. The woman that was born in New York, Richardson.
Oh my God.
Now, Richardson, which part of New York were you born?
Boy, Buffalo, New York. Say you want to carry it on.
Oh, Buffalo?
Your Brian can be laughing. He said the poor can be leaving sentence that you're born in Buffalo, New York.
But you just said Buffalo, New York. I mean, that's where the Buffalo Bills are. That way, the snow can come heavily over there, by the way.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
but there's
Buffalo,
nothing for the people who live in that area. In fact,
How you spend your growing up in Buffalo, New York?
It was interesting because my high school I attended. I was the only black person in that high school.
So y'all say, Nelson, they say I can be lying, Nelson, right? They say I can be lying, and there you go. She just confirmed what I always say. She grew up in New York and she went to school in New York, high school, everything. So I mean, it is what it is.
No, let me go. You want me for class, so let me go.
No, I'm not making you late. You got 2 more minutes.
Look at trouble. Yeah.
That's what you're saying, though. Those that born in New York and went to school in New York and grew up in New York, is there any comparison born and growing up in Liberia?
Instead, I was born in Liberia ELW hospital.
Well, what's your birth certificate? What's your birth certificate?
You read it? I will show it to you one day. I'll bring it and show
Don't go make one on a Wall Street, though.
I'm not making. I will not be like.
Why is it World Trade Radar? Don't go make one on there. We know the actual birth certificate when we see it.
Yeah, no.
What's your birth certificate for? What's your birth certificate for New York? I think you're born in the Children's Hospital in Buffalo, New York, right?
Like most of them have Children's Hospital. That's why you talk like that. No.
So no, we're gonna go ahead and find a certificate. You're an American by birth, not by naturalization.
La
Reverend Martin and Mark Jabate.
What you said? You said what?
The birth certificate issue.
You are shilling again. But we want to say thank you, Dr. Richardson. If your class is over early, please come back and join us. Today is a quiet Wednesday. We're just going to take it easy and talk to our librarian people. We'll open the phone line. We got a lot of story coming up. A lot of information we'll be sharing with you. As always, we are here. Kafumba Donso, the proud of Liberia, Dr. Francine Chinowith Richardson. I like
Thank
that
you,
Kafumba.
Kapuna.
All
Somebody
right.
asked me that I was trying to find whoever mentioned my hair. I actually did my hair by myself today. Today, me and my daughters had hair bonding movement. They kind of undid my hair for me, and I did it myself. So, thank you for recognizing that. So,
Yeah.
let
Yes,
me put
Mama.
my students. I gotta get there early, be on
Go
time,
ahead.
talk to the students who got there on time, and then get started.
You see my
All
you
right,
see my you see my sige? That my sige. You see my sige?
you worse than I won't call the president on this show
You
yet,
see
but
my
you worse.
sige? Tango, sunshine calling over. Tango. The U.S. Embassy, sunshine calling over.
No, you crazy. I swear.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Woo! Nelson, don't mind. Rich Kamara said CEO is born in America. Yes. No, Ghana's with beyond MTA. That was CEO was born beyond MTA Ghana's with District number 12. When doing the water, we went to how you call it? Went to Nuclear. So this guy, if you ever, I want to ask people a few questions. Then you can open the phone line. We'll take some calls. Then we'll get into our conversation. Tango, sunshine calling over. What date and year? And who said this? If you answer, you the first that answer this from Liberia, we will give you $25 gift card. Just go to the radio station and pick it up. $25 US gift card. You have to call in. Nelson, put the number up. Don't call my phone number. Call the station phone number. Nelson get $25 for me. He will give it to you. The person said, Tango, sunshine calling over. Tango, sunshine calling over. Tango. Can you hear me? This is sunshine calling over. The date and the date, the month, the day, and the year. Tell us. If you can give us the month, I know everybody know that Prince Johnson. Just give us the month, the date, and the year. We got to get into our show real quick. We got a lot of good show coming for you. Oh, look, if you're online, you're not answering it. We want people to call in. Nelson, put the phone number up, please. Come on, Nelson. Do it quick now. Let's open the phone line. The last $25 you get for me, and we'll go ahead and take it for you. Nelson, let's do it quick.
Okay, so
Nelson get $25 for me, don't mind.
Yeah.
All right, that's the phone number. Don't call my cell phone. Call the 231 number. It's the number to call. It's up. Nelson, let's take calls. The person said, Prince Yeru Johnson, the senior senator of Nema County, said, Tango, sunshine calling over. Tango. Can you hear me? Sunshine calling over. I want to know the month, the day, and the year he said that. He said, Tango. Can you hear me? This is sunshine calling over. So real quick, we want you to call $25. You're going to win yourself if you know the history. You know the history, the bad history, the good history. We want you to call. Let's open the phone line.
yeah, so the line is open. I'm taking the first call now.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
Tango. It was Johnny Chapter do.
My man, we know. Call the date. Give us the date.
And speaking to those three, the chapter do by that time.
So they did.
Oh, God.
There you go. Your own feeling, my man, bring somebody back.
Yeah, Tango.
We need a date.
Take another person. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Okay, yes, your name and where you come from?
Yeah, my name is Andrew Jala. I'm calling from Tinga Village.
Okay, let's hear you.
Real quick, the date. Tango, sunshine calling over.
The month of September 1990.
September what?
No lie.
Make it.
Make it. Granny said she would get $25 to the person that answered. We got to go back in history. Granny, welcome to the show. Before we have our show, I want everyone just call the date. Don't talk about the story. We know the story. Tango, sunshine calling over. Tango. This is Prince Yeru Johnson. I am calling sunshine. Can you hear me? Tango, sunshine calling over. The date.
Okay, so we got this person. Hello. Yes, your name and where you call from?
My name is Wilfred Beba calling from Bigotong.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you quickly.
It was September 1990.
September
We not we hearing you, but man, that 25 out here in heavy. I mean, I hear
September.
he says September. I don't know the
Oh, he said September 19.
I said 9.
he said 9. I think I heard 9. But what the year? The year.
What's the year?
Yeah. You said 1990 September 9.
1990 September 9. We will put that man name under consideration and we'll continue to take call. Get his name. Get his name.
Give us a name. What?
I said Wilfred Double.
My man, take your time now, bye. We didn't say you win, you. We just put your name under consideration. That's to tell him, man, he win, but we put your name under consideration.
Yeah. So Wilfred, where your number again?
0776
0776
89 3076.
3076. I mean, you win, but we just taking your number.
We put your name under consideration, man. Tell the man.
Yeah, your name on 4070. Your number under consideration. Yeah. Thank you. Let's take the next person. Hello.
We'll take 5 more calls. Tango. Sunshine calling over.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, your name and where you calling from?
This is Frederick K. Today, and I call from Amagashi in Jigota.
Okay.
Yeah, so the statement was made by Prince Yomi Johnson, and it was made on September 9, 1990.
Put the other man under consideration. We'll get 3 more calls, then we gotta go. Only 5 calls.
Give me a number quickly.
775
075
011
011
696.
696. Yeah, that number under consideration. So on away. Yeah. Thank you. Hello.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
yeah, to be precise, the tango was that statement was made by the Prince. It was on September 9th, Sunday afternoon.
They may ask Sunday after.
What year?
1990. Sunday afternoon about 4 o'clock in the post.
The only person that win that this guy. They got one. We asked for 4 dates. The man said Sunday. Other people said September 9. That means my fan Sunday. My man, tell the man no, man. The man that winner. The man that winner.
Give us your name and number. What's your name?
My name is T. Horton Savage.
T. Horton.
The man that winner. I can tell you where I was that Sunday.
445
445
721.
721. 445 721. Right?
Roger.
Horton. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. They may add a
Tango Sunshine calling over Sunday afternoon, the 9th of September 1990. Where were you? Where were you when that communication were placed? Where were you? When Prince Yeru Johnson said, Tango, this is sunshine. Can you hear me? Can you read me? Tango, sunshine calling over. Wow. When anybody come to you and say Tango, forget it. That's not a good thing. Tango, sunshine calling over. Mankula son says, see you, I wasn't born then. Yeah, you guys wasn't born 1990. You know, we were dead 1990. It was the day that Liberians should never fit about Mevina. Nobody should forget. No one. What is it, Nazi?
I just saw one comment from somebody that they papio. But anyway, my eye drunk all that comment.
No, bring it. I must say I see it, but it's moving so far, man. Try to find it. I want to call, and I hope you pick up though, because I really want to call Senator Johnson. Today is Wednesday. They never have section today. But when they said Tango, have you ever asked yourself who Prince Johnson was calling, who he was talking to, who he wanted to talk to? Because the call didn't go through. The other side refused the call. We got a lot of story to bring you today. A lot of story. Don't not even go there with us, man. Uncle Sam was in America when they said tango tango. Or he was in Ghana. Somewhere you was. He wasn't in Liberia. Uncle Sam, you admitted. Uncle Sam was in America, Atlanta, Georgia, maybe.
Stella, give me a minute. Just
take your time. Take your time a bit. But I want to say to you, when it said tango, tango, social calling over, who Prince Johnson was calling and why he was calling that person? People say, "Son, where you getting at? We know where we getting at." And we are. They should come to style. We want to welcome every one of you. J. Benjamin Smo, Princeton Yelebu, Ato Do, Morris Johnson, Ruben Caber, Joseph Cooper. I don't know how old are you right now, but when you hear tango, 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 sunshine calling, sunshine. Who was the sunshine in that call, and who sunshine was calling? Liberian. Share our program. We want to say thank you to you, Uncle Sam. Yesterday, we had 86,000 people just on Spoon Network alone, not Fabric, not Super, not YouTube, just on Spoon Network alone. 86,000 people watched the show, and we had 17,000 commented and so many likes. We say bravo to you all. A great show yesterday. Everybody was on the show. We had a great show yesterday. We want to come back with the tango, but we want to also tell you that Sergio asked Glenn if she won't come on the show. She reached out to Fatima. She reached out to Dr. Richardson. Sergio, the lady that said she's the wife to Kebby, the ambassador, she said she won't come and explain her own story. So Dr. Richardson, as lead moderator on Spoon Talk, have agreed, and she said the woman will come on Saturday. And I don't know what Fatima is trying to get at, but I know I will not be on the show on Saturday. I get other engagement. Glenny, you scratch your hair? Nothing there. You scratch tire. That's a problem. Long time no see, Doctor. How you doing? You're muted, Dr. Bopla. We get back to you, Dr. Bopla. You're muted. Uncle Sam, what's up?
My man, was y'all here, brother? Was y'all here counting the days before I get back to LRB? I can't wait.
So it's good to be on the show. Good to see.
I'm talking, Dr. Bopla. Please let me talk. I beg you,
man. Go ahead.
Doctor, you PhD. Me and I PhD.
Don't tell me after that. Go ahead.
So, no, Stanton, I've been fixing my house for 3 months. The contractor then told me 30 days. 30 days, Stanton. The country, I don't know what wrong with that. Stanton, the man said he was sort of pin the fence. He only pin inside the fence, he pin outside. Then the man said there are 2 bathrooms in the house. He fixed it only my master bedroom. How can I tell you to fix my house in rehab and you don't fix the 2 other bathrooms in the house? The man finished eating my whole $15,000. Stanton, the country.
I was saying the man working in Liberia.
I said in my house in Liberia, I'm rehabbing my house so I can move inside. And my whole dream was from the airport straight to my house. Stanton, I was feeling like that, but Stanton, I gotta go stay for 2 weeks.
You're on your own. Call Joey. Joey called you the other day. Call you. We'll help you.
Why? I don't need Joey.
Call Joey. Joey called you the other day. He will help you. Joey, I get money.
Stanton, if I tell you something, you will not believe it. I swear to my man grave. If Joey ever give me 5 cents, then no pull up and follow me. I just like
Joey said the money that Senator gave you, he told Senator to give it to you. No, the Senator do that. The president, where the former president said he told Senator to give you that money.
My man, don't tell you something. The point where the book can give you that brother that money you can live on, I beg you, my whole phone, man. I take it. Man, I'm not that kind of lifestyle.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I beg you, man.
Yes, sir.
Good to see Nelson, Uncle Sam. Good to be back on the show. I was teaching a conflict dynamics course in the doctoral program. The class.
But you know what, Dr. Bobla, you're not being fair. You teaching. You are not being fair, Doctor.
What do you mean?
You've been teaching a conflict dynamics
Dynamics.
course. Okay.
Why you going to have
Yep.
AB and
Why you gonna have
Fadiga?
Amy and
Why you
Fadiga?
going to have AB and Fadiga?
Why you taking it out of my mouth?
Why you going to have AB and Fadiga?
Bobby, the DG came on our show. I gave him a little 2 cents. He said, how to resolve the conflict. Certain things you don't bring in the public square. You go behind closed doors, you work it out. You find avenues where you both can operate and utilize your best gift, and then you bring it together, help the organization. But when you don't address the situation, it festers, it doesn't go away, and then it blows up. And it's unfortunate what we saw. So we'll see as we move forward. We're hoping for better.
Can I ask you a question, Dr. Brooklyn? You are a brilliant man. If some of the most educated young men in the country, they can't come together with a collective will to solve a problem that is a national scourge, what is wrong? I mean, 3 highly educated young men, if they can't come together, to solve a problem which is a national scourge, what do you think? Is it with our psyche? I know you're not a psychologist. What is it within the political economy of Liberia that causes that kind of a flare up? What causes that?
But good question, Uncle Sam. The whole socio-cultural thing is part of it. In Liberia, you got a position, I got my education, and all those things. But the truth is, though, in conflict resolution, you start from conflict origination. You're trying to get to resolution and prevention. But one of the things that's critical is keep the goal in mind. Keep the goal in mind. Keep the goal in mind. Anything that tends to derail you from getting to the goal, you step back, okay, and then you revisit. So you do some conflict mitigation. You kind of, you want to minimize the bleeding. And, we have to find a way forward. These are 2 smart people. These are 2 gifted people.
3 smart people.
Three gifted people, and just need to step back and find a way forward. You know what's interesting? We just ended the course, all right, at Cuttington, and all of the students in the doctoral program said, we need a course like this in grade school. Can we redesign it, bring it down to the level? Because if all of us who were on ground, even paying attention, it's a way more violent, way more impatient mentality in the post-war era. It blew my mind when I came home. People can't wait for you to cross the road. People jump into traffic. There's a whole lot of street fighting. Yeah. So we have to find a way. I think education and exposure and teaching will help a lot.
So let's move on.
But what's kind of big and where for?
Get away from this
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Dr. Brooklyn. There's a paper written by Edward P. Mulbar and Archibald. It's called The National Conflict Mapping. It was 2009. I know it's late for your course now, but I want you to go on Google and look for that. And it basically predicted everything that is happening right now in Liberia. Because the DDRR process, they demobilize.
Y'all sorry, man. That we said bringing this PhD.
We're not PhD team, man.
We'll come back to it. You want to go do research on Fadiga and AB Proma and I understand. We're talking about the DDT, the YYY, the WWW. Let's chill a little bit. Let's get back to it. You get that your booklet number in the chat room. Call him.
No, but I want the public to get the benefit of what we're discussing so they can understand.
I don't really understand what you just said about DDD. Take me, be slow with us. When you come on the kind of show.
Didn't know about it?
There you go. I another arrow to the D. Really? I understand the first D, the man I another arrow to the D. We want to say welcome to the Spoon Talk, folks. Share our show. Hussein, UJ. You may say UJ today. Fadiga, welcome. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thanks, my man. Always nice to be
Man, you
back
want to be
here,
Basso man again. You
Dr.
change your mind, you're not
Booker.
Basso again.
Oh, yeah.
The money go for reject me in a few days.
But then take a knee, UJ. Take a knee, UJ.
I mean, I'm not here to talk about AB. AB will be fine.
But want to say thank you, Glenny.
I got to catch travel along with the passport, or else I'll be homeless.
Yeah. Glenny, what's up? How's your day, Glenny?
One day it's good. It's good to be here. My voice is almost there. So I'm feeling better.
You drink some soup, man.
It's good. It's good, Glenny.
Dr. Bobla, how are you?
Good to see you, friend. Good to see you.
You too.
We want to announce.
We still friends, that's all.
Of course. Always.
Men are married, man. Glenny, be careful.
Yeah, no, so that you see that I face if that someone I thought you come into that I stand on there.
The men are married, man. Glenny, the men are married, man. The men married.
The men are talking a thing. The men are telling you a thing that means
How you can
stop.
I'm my brother. From way back, grandpa, can't lower the piano.
Uncle Sam, leave the woman alone. The woman single, husband, ex-husband in Liberia, leave her alone. That's the only thing you can say. So guys, let's start the show. It's very interesting. We want to say thanks to all of our many followers. Come back again, watch the program. It will be interesting today. You did us great yesterday. On Saturday, the lady saying they call him Sajo, I think that's her name. The lady that claiming to be the wife or the ex-wife to the ambassador Kebi. The ambassador spoke yesterday, Dr. Bopler, you were off. But the ambassador spoke yesterday and said, I married only one person. One person is my wife. It's my daughter Cooper. You know, the lady that claiming to be my wife, we had a relationship, but we long been separated, divorced. End of story. And he went in peace. I want to say it's very interesting, folks. To each his own. We are not all perfect, even the great pastor that on the show, Dr. Bopler. But we managed through because only Jesus Christ is perfect. As we walk towards perfection, it is why it is through God. So I'm not going to talk about it. If the ladies on this program, Dr. Richardson, Glendy, and Fatima, Jackie, Andrew Mama think it is appropriate to bring in Sajo. They have set a date with her Saturday, and they will be talking to her and the imam. So I gave that announcement, and I move on. Don't forget Sunday. Sunday we have the NPA Managing Director one-on-one with the CEO. Don't forget. And today we should be having Ketema as well joining us to sell his program. I don't know what Ketema is right now. But other than that, we are good. We'll get into the conversation. The first thing on the plate we'll put in the chat room. And guys, please correct me. As a recovery, the Gracious Rise sue as a recovery. Did you guys see that lawsuit?
Yes. I
put it in the chat room. The information that came to me today in the spoon text, I can say to everyone here is that Gracious Access Recovery have discovered one of the biggest discoveries since the proclamation came about, creating asset recovery to go and recover the state access from individual or entity, Uncle Sam. And since then, they made a mistake. You know, everybody put mud on Councilor Martin and his group. Emmanuel resigned, Gongler, Martin, Cody, and Ellis Coffey threatened to resign. But as of today, they are still with the asset recovery. Then we woke up this morning, we saw this document. Dr. Vogler, I believe you have read it. Yes, the document. A lawsuit coming by way to the Supreme Court. Gracious Rise went to the Supreme Court and said the establishment of asset recovery is unconstitutional. The executive order 126, creating the Office of the Asset Recovery, is unconstitutional. There's more to this story. So I'd like for us to just go dig a little into this. Why Gracious Rise? I'm going to start with you, Uncle Sam, because you've been following Gracious Rise, you know the owners. But Asset Recovery have discovered all those cars that came into the country and more, like including the former President George Martin Weah, the allegation that he's totally involved and the discovery is pointing to him. Talk to me, Uncle Sam, seeing this document from the Supreme Court today.
I support asset recovery. Any squandering of misappropriation of state assets, the law should take the course, right? My concern has always been about the form and character of any institution that you set up to go after something like that. Asset recovery, while it's a good idea, you don't need a committee to be an asset recovery team. What you need is a team of professionals, auditors, forensic auditors. You need lawyers. You need people that can go after illicit financial outflows, that can penetrate the corporate veil, go into money laundering jurisdictions like Panama, like Mauritius, like Bermuda and other places, and offshore to catch those assets. Now, if Gracious ride about 30, 40, 50 keke, one-stroke engines, if this is the signature, if this is the fulcrum, if this is the signal to the Liberian people about what the Joe Biden administration claimed to be the egregious excesses of the Weah administration, it will backfire. Because it does not appear to me that they're doing anything beyond going after kekes. They should be doing bigger things. But FINA has her legal rights. She went to court to question the constitutionality of the asset recovery team. And that document that you put there, there's a stay on the proceedings of the asset recovery pending the what? The response of the Attorney General to that, to the petitioner. So we'll see. But I can tell you, Stanton, if this is all the asset recovery that's been operating for the last 90 days, if this is their signature prosecution, this is the signature recovery, it's not going to go anywhere, and it won't have popular support. It won't have popular support. That's my opinion.
So, folks, you've been joining us with this story. It's important to bring to your attention the asset recovery. You are right, Uncle Sam. There's a state order to stay all further proceeding action pending the determination of the matter, and they are scheduled there at 9 a.m. June 10th, which is next week, Monday. Next week, Monday, 9 a.m. They are saying don't do anything, no operation. You must leave everything as it is. We want to know whether the president have the constitutional power to create the executive order on asset recovery while you have the LDCC. I'm adding that to it. Glendy, something is boiling over here. Something is happening, Glendy. There must be a reason why Gracious Rye saying that this establishment of asset recovery is unconstitutional.
Well, it's possible, but it's also like Uncle Sam said, it's all right. The court is there to protect and defend its citizens, the citizens of Liberia. So it's all right to go to court. I think asset recovery also should be able to continue to do their work and do what is legally within their confines to do. But they also the citizenry needs to see that the asset recovery group, that they're legitimate and that they're doing the work that they've been set up to do. So it's okay for FINA and her group to sue. And we'll look forward to, I'm sure the asset recovery people, they'll be ready for that too. I think that's the best place for her to take it to, because once the Supreme Court makes a decision, that's the decision. So I hope she's ready for whatever that decision is. So we'll be watching and we'll be seeing. There may be something that she knows or her team knows, and that's what they're going after them. But if this group has been organized legitimately by the president, been set up legitimately by the president of Liberia, then I want to say that they're legitimate. But Everyone should know that the Supreme Court is the highest court of law, and whatever the ruling is that's going to be set forth, they're going to have to follow it.
Thank you. Dr. Bople?
Yeah, I think if we're not careful, and I hope the asset recovery people will not get distracted. There's really so much more in asset recovery than just, this car doesn't belong to you, I got it. And I think we see the distraction now because all the attention is going here. Look, there's so much of the people's resources that went in the wrong direction. There are people who came to government poor. They left from there rich. They had nothing. They got a whole lot of something. So asset recovery is not just the car you're driving off of, is how did you get the resources? If they were ill-gotten and using your office and stuff, we want it back. So I think we should not lose the focus. But more than that, Stanton, beyond where we are, I think we need to be looking ahead. How can we minimize the incidence of this thing so that we're not repeating over and over? Let's make it harder for people to acquire what's not theirs when they work for the government. Let's make it more difficult. So it's a twofold approach to me. One, deal with what's happening now, and it's much more than 3 cars you stop on the street, okay? Focus and go after assets that don't belong to those who have it, but to the people. And then think about how we make this easier so that we don't spend our time, attention, and energy and resources doing this kind of stuff. We got so much work to do here in Liberia. We can't be spending all our time on asset, especially now with 1 or 2 group of people. And Glendy is absolutely right. People have the right to go to court. That's their right, and the court will adjudicate. But the Supreme Court is the highest court, and the rulings become the law of the land. So once they speak, they got nowhere else to go, at least not legally.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Hussein. Hussein, talk to us, man. Well, I mean, this asset recovery coming back again, but there's a big caveat here because they have so many. Asset recovery have so many documents on Gracious Rye and other individuals. Therefore, Gracious Rye went to the Supreme Court. Talk to us, what they got.
Man, this whole asset recovery, I didn't even know we still had asset recovery in this country. I mean, Gracious Rye is right. I mean, they are exercising their right as citizens of Liberia. But this is only possible because I think there were some missteps along the way with this whole assets recovery. I'm not happy with it. So along with a lot of Liberians, we are not happy with how they have been proceeding. Look, Stanton, this election was won on a couple of things, and assets recovery are one of those things, and it has been almost 5 months. We thought we would have hit the ground running. The fact that there has been some missteps, the fact that they have been delayed, the fact that they have gone to court, there have been this back and forth between going to court and coming back. I think it's kind of, it has emboldened people like Gracious Rye and other individuals that looted the country for 6 years. They are still talking. Have we done what we should have done on day one? I don't think this would be happening. So I think Gracious Rye is just doing what it's supposed to do. This is a delayed tactics. They will use the court. The cars are still running. They're still making money. It's just a way to stall the process. I think it's just to buy time. Those cars are getting old. They are fading away. If you see them, I see them in the traffic all the time. So this is just an attempt to buy time. And as I don't know, my only hope now is that the assets recovery, I don't know whether it needs some shakeup. I don't know what is happening, but they need to do some PR because the public is kind of getting discouraged. We need to know what is going on in there. This silence here is definitely is worrying a lot of people. So I think we need to hear from them, know what is going on with the assets recovery. They need to talk to us because.
All right. I think that's internet problem. Go ahead, Fadiga.
No, somebody called me. Yeah, but that's it. I'll send it back to you, Stella.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Mama. Mama, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Stan. Good to be here for some time. I was listening to Uncle Sam, but my response first is people are concerned why Gracious rise. That's a genuine concern. And the reason that we're getting is Finabono were only used as a shield between the public and the real owners and actors of Gracious Ra. And Gracious Ra is just one of many transactions that when you crack down Gracious Ra, you successfully see the rest of the other transactions and the big names behind them. That is why Gracious Ra prosecution is important. That is why it is important to do it. For the last 3 months, the asset recovery team been working behind the scenes. People concerned about public relations. The best public relation for asset recovery is conviction of a criminal, recovery of assets. When you do that, you gain the trust, the credibility, and you get the momentum and support of the public. No amount of sweet talk can make the people to support you when those who allegedly stole assets are working free of charge. Or when you take them to court, you lose the case. No amount of sweet talk can help you. The best public relation in asset recovery is to identify a potential criminal, investigate, convict, and recover stolen asset. That is what the asset recovery is doing. This recent action from allies of Gracious Ra to run to the Supreme Court is because they realize all the things we've been talking, they donated it to the country, a key in somebody's name. We all been talking, but we've never had the evidence. But for the last 3 months, the asset recovery team managed to document every evidence that could lead to 99.9% chance of indictment and conviction. As soon as they realized that, they ran to the Supreme Court to question the legality of asset recovery, arguing that the president doesn't have authority to establish asset recovery. But this is what the Constitution says. And we think that the Supreme Court is trying to intervene and undermine the executive in this one. This is what the Constitution says. 5C, Article 5C. It says the state shall take steps by appropriate legislations and executive orders to eliminate sectionalism and tribalism and such abuse of power as the misuse of government resources, nepotism, and all other corrupt practices. It gave the president the authority to use executive order to fight corruption and misuse of government resources. The president used that authority to establish asset recovery to help with that process. Because you realize now that all the evidence linking you and all the big shots behind you are available, and the asset recovery team is prepared to proceed on you, you run to Supreme Court to buy time. Like Fadiga said, this is just a buying time. At the appropriate time, we will know the hands behind Gracious Ra. We will know how to dupe the state. And with our hands up looking at that court, they will get convicted, we'll restore the asset, and the floodgate will open. We'll see all the faces behind it. Saint Jazzy, don't worry. Talking about Keke, those who stole from the state or allegedly stole from the state will not instruct us on how we recover assets from them or which asset we recover for them. Let leave us. You can't instruct us what to do and how to do it.
So let me bring Uncle Sam before his name, and then we gotta really dig into this because I don't know what you know, Mommy. But like Fadiga said, I thought asset recovery, I thought it was done.
No, working on the ground.
Working on the ground, so they are on the ground right now.
That's the best way to do it. When you're working all in the press and making the noise and everything politicized, take your time, investigate, find the evidence.
We agree, but look at what you think. The Supreme Court is taking a position to say, no, hold on, everybody. Be still. Peace. Be still. Hold on. We'll come back to you guys on Monday.
Yeah, because
that's all we have. Do you have anything to say to make a big discovery that involved the former president and his, high-ranking government officials?
I mean, everybody get a right to run the Supreme Court, so they went to the Supreme Court to say asset recovery is illegal. The president doesn't have authority to establish it. They should start running behind us. So the Supreme Court say, okay, you come and make your argument. And they're only doing that because in the last 3 months, they realized that everything has been cracked down on. But we'll go to the case on Monday. I just read what the Constitution says. It gives the president the authority to use executive order to fight corruption and misuse of state resources. That is what the president did. Let's see what the Supreme Court will say contrary to that. We're not lawyers, but we'll wait to see that.
Okay, so
go ahead, Uncle Sam. Go ahead.
So, don't take it from me. Take it from the Constitution. You can't adduce evidence against yourself. That's the law. You've been crying about so many facets of this case. The first thing you said, that it was a gift from the Japanese government, which is a lie.
Who said it?
Your associates.
Oh, okay.
Your associates said that. You're part of a clique, the Unity Party clique, a bunch of liars and propagandists.
Oh, no, if you're going to call Unity Party a bunch of liars.
Yeah, a bunch of liars and propagandists. They said it was a gift from the Japanese. A gift from the Japanese is very easily, incredibly determined.
Who said that?
Yeah, my brother.
But the case is not litigated.
Yeah, but listen to me. No, we're not litigating it, but I'm just laying just a premise. So you say you got bills of lading. Then you should be able to pierce the corporate veil in terms of the ownership of Gracious Ride. Then you have to make a determination as to the origin of the funds. You haven't done that yet.
But how do you know what they've done, though?
I know that. I know that for a fact.
Interrupting the man.
I know that for a fact, because within 3 months, as hot they was on the heels of this Gracious Ride, they was in hot pursuit. If they had any offending, authenticating evidence, prima facie, that would demonstrate that Finda Bundle and others were involved in any illegal transaction, they would have done that to save their faces. They haven't done that. The first thing they did, if you remember, they acted like gangsters. They went on the street, they put on yellow vests, and what they did, they hijacked people from their cars. And the Supreme Court ruled that was illegal. Now they're giving you information now, right? So this is a PR, this is a preemptive strike for you to come out in the public to say you have evidence. If they have the evidence, adduce the evidence. Don't talk about the evidence.
What was that?
You don't adduce evidence.
Let bring other people in. I know this is personal to you because you related to Finda and Joe.
No, I'm not
chill a little bit.
It's about the rule of law. It's about the rule of law.
This is beyond Gracious Ride, Yellow Taxi, Uncle Sam. That's why we want you to understand.
It is not beyond
this
that.
This is beyond.
Because Mama said that Gracious Ride will be the fulcrum. He said that, using his own words, will be the fulcrum in which now you will develop other cases against the administration. That is his thought.
That's what I say.
But let me finish, sir.
But you can't keep talking. Other people,
30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Why you need? I said, do let you talk
if you do not
30 seconds.
Okay, so you don't want the LeBron people to hear the truth. I surrender to you so they can hear the lies. You go tell them the lies.
Okay, I said, go ahead. Say the lies.
I said, welcome. Welcome. The topic on the board is Finna Bonner Gracious Ride took asset recovery to the Supreme Court.
or
As I
allies.
say,
Yeah.
I only
Yeah.
1 minute you got.
All right, no problem. So I have been following the discussion. Let me say hi to everyone. It's always good to be back on. Look, asset recovery has gone to court.
So you
More
home in
than-
America or you?
No, you're in America. Yeah, you'll be here on Monday. Don't he's not here yet.
So forget what Stanton. So asset recovery.
You leave on Brussels Sunday evening, and you'll be here Monday.
My man, this Stanton man here, I swear.
I don't want to do this thing. Nobody care if you leave. You run away from Georgia. Why are you acting scared? You come to your country, America is your country. After serving Georgia for 4 years, you are coming back. Come back without shame, without favor. Come back. Go ahead, my brother, talk, but come back.
Yeah. So on Sunday, I will appear on one-on-one with the CEO, so we can see where I will be. So let me go ahead. Asset recovery has gone to courts more times than they will ever recover assets. It will be so because of where asset recovery has turned its focus instead of focusing on asset recovery. Let me say this. Asset recovery is not FIU. Asset recovery is not GAC. Asset recovery is not LACC. Asset recovery is not the Justice Ministry. They say go and recover the assets. You cannot recover input asset that is not an asset. What do I mean? Asset recovery wants people to prove the ownership of their property to them. That was not asset recovery.
Babu, don't do this to us. No, don't do this. That's not true.
This is my turn. Let me enjoy it. And I'm saying what is right.
But that's not true.
Asset recovery cannot point to you how the yellow taxes they are running behind belong or should have belonged to government. What they want is for the owners to prove to them their ownership. Asset recovery should have been breaking paper. You see, the yellow tax it came from Egypt, it for government of Liberia, but you took it, so we're getting it back. But they want asset the people to come and say, no, I bought a $200, I took loan from the bank. That's not what asset recovery should be doing. My brother, they will very soon be asking everybody that built house in Liberia to go to their office and carry their house documents to them for them to verify the ownership.
We'll come back to you. Thank you very much.
I know you don't want to hear the truth.
These guys have not spoken but once.
Everybody spoke. I listened to everybody.
But once.
Uncle Sam, the ball just hits the truth. That's the reason why asset recovery is appearing in court every day, because their mind is people should come and prove the ownership of their property to them. That's not how the law works.
Okay, thank you.
It is asset, go and recover the asset. So they will always quote from now to 2029.
Isaac, thank you very much. That's a booklet.
Got my time.
Look, we're spending too much time on a distraction. Asset recovery is legitimate. Asset recovery has work to do. I think you step back and you ask yourself the question, why? Why do we need asset recovery in the first place? Because there's this bad habit of people taking what's not theirs. Belongs to the government, and so it belongs to the people. And so you recover what is not theirs. Nobody should be arguing with that. If somebody feels that something was done wrong and it was illegal, well, the courts are there and persons are already exercising the right to go to court. Fine. Let's focus on the rest of the job, meaning asset recovery, and do the job. And I agree with Mohammed to a point. Look, go recover the people's asset and report. Let us know what you're recovering, and people will build more confidence in the process. This particular case is a total distraction. To me, it is one small piece of a whole bigger, very important part of our forward march. And I think we need to focus on that and move forward. But like I said before, I say again, let's make it more difficult for people to be able to take out theirs when they work for the government. Public service, the most important part of it is service. You come to serve people, not to enrich yourself. But we have this anomaly in Liberia where the wealthiest people are the people who work for the government. We need to change that, make it difficult for people to take what not theirs. That's the bigger picture for tomorrow as we look ahead.
Thank you very much. Let me bring you. Oh, Fadiga left. Go ahead, Glenny, and we'll go back. Fadiga, go ahead. Talk to us before Glenny now. Let's wrap up on this asset recovery. We know what's
up. Let's wrap up on this thing.
Yeah.
The thing about this asset, look, Executive Order 126 was the very first executive order issued by the president. It shows where the direction of the rescue mission on day one. And like I said earlier, the campaign and everything was ran on this. And it has specific order in there. I do agree with Dr. Brooklet that it is a distraction. Millions of dollars were looted out of this country in both fixed and liquid assets were taken out of this country. For us to focus on this and it making the news, yeah, it's something. But my fear here, and I will continue to say that these guys are only buying time. Those vehicles are depreciating daily. I see them getting old in the traffic. I think at the end of the day, what's supposed to happen will happen. But I think the asset recovery need to do more. We got intel of all the vehicles that were taken to Ghana and Ivory Coast, and money that was sent to Dubai, and houses that were illegally built in this country. It's so easy to think about Liberia. There is no real secret in this country. Everything in this country is an open secret. To recover assets shouldn't be this difficult. I know there are some legal things that we have to business that needs to be covered, but I think the public need to know where they are. You cannot do this in secret. You do not have to tell what you are doing, but at least inform the public. Let us know where, especially those that support this rescue mission, because a lot of us we are eager to make sure that justice is served. And the fact that Isaac, my good friend Isaac Doe and Okusem, can sit here and keep making mockery and sarcasm and being sarcastic about a national issue, it's kind of disturbing. And the only reason that they would do that is because they take us for a joke. They take this asset recovery for a joke. They have had a series of missteps that shouldn't be happening. These guys should be professional. And we shouldn't be having a series of missteps. Yeah, that's why Emmanuel Gongwe and Martin Colley and Alex Coffey, those guys are mad. But at the end of the day, we know that the president is serious about this. We know that a lot of assets will be recovered, and some of us will be here to lend our helping hand with intels and other things, that information that we have at our disposal.
Thank you, Fadiga. Lenny, let's wrap up on asset recovery, though.
I mean, I think like everyone is saying, no one really knows. No matter how we want to express the opinions we have, we don't know. I think except for Mame, who may have some close ties with the people working in asset recovery, I don't think anybody knows what's going on, what they're working on, where they're working on, what facts they have. So all of this, all of what we're saying is just our opinion. Like I said earlier, Fina Bono has the right, gracious right, have the right to go and sue. And the Supreme Court will make a determination on which side the decision will fall on. But I don't know what they're doing. I don't know where they are. And we can assume, and they're not litigating the case in the public's eye. So we can't say, oh, I know this for a fact. This is what they're doing. No one knows that. They haven't come out. As long as they have not come out publicly, except for the first week when they were out. We know nothing about what they're doing and where they are. So we'll wait to see where they are and what information they're going to share with the public. Until then, we'll just speculate. They're all nothing but speculation.
No, I don't think it's speculation, but I agree with you. You say you don't know, but a lot of people know what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why we come on the show to share. This is the reason why Gracious Rai ran to the Supreme Court. There's a reason why they placed a stay order on asset recovery. So last week, let me help you understand from our sources, very faithful sources. Asset recovery were coming down with some indictment, recommendation, big, going after past government officials who were told to be quiet. But apparently someone pinched Gracious Rai. They knew that asset recovery were coming down with this big indictment. And Gracious Rai ran to the Supreme Court. And at some point, we try to be quiet, Glendy, because people say, oh, you know, and you say it. We know whether to get ahead of asset recovery. But this morning when I spoke to Mommy, I said, you know what? Since the document at the Supreme Court, let's just discuss it. Not in details, because asset recovery will come up with their own statement. But it's big investigation internationally, also not only in Liberia. These people have gathered a lot of sufficient, document from the international communities, and their partners, and they are in a position to carry on a big indictment. So, Mommy, someone want me to ask you, and let me ask you. They are following the show. They said, please ask Mommy, is that asset recovery part of the LACC?
The asset recovery complements the effort of the LACC. So to make it simple, the asset recovery helped the LACC to do the job.
No, not this asset recovery that is headed by Clamantin. Does LACC have their own asset recovery team?
Oh yeah, LACC has a team responsible to investigate and recover stolen assets. They do. LACC as an institution do.
And that is part. And that you answer that. Let me ask the second question. You say, if you say yes, Mommy, and the rest of the team, that is under the law, because LACC was established under the law. So that team is legal under the law. Do you think then Executive Order 126 supersede that asset recovery that is found within the LACC?
Start on. The police can arrest somebody with drugs. The police caught you to the border with drugs, the police can arrest you. But we established the DEA. The DEA can catch criminal, whether you stole drugs or not. The DEA can arrest you, turn you over to the police. The point we're making is people trying to find a way to remove asset recovery from the agenda that Joseph Walker brought. The LACC being there for how many years? Have you really seen effort and push since the LACC were established towards recovering assets? They are investigating. They are documenting. We see that. The president, in his wisdom, believes there is a need for a robust.
Yeah, but that's the spin, Mommy. I know you're not counselor at law, you're not Antonio at law, but that's the spin, Uncle Sam. I don't want us to get to the spin. I want us to agree, because these individuals that are watching the show, they are lawyers. Now, the LACC law has an asset recovery mandate. The executive order can only suffice where there is no law on an issue. I know you're not a lawyer, but some of them are saying going to the Supreme Court by Gracious Rai was a good and smart thing to do, because it's half an argument. Let me pause you for a minute, Mommy. Having heard this, Uncle Sam,
yes.
Do you agree?
Okay, so let me just basically make some clarification. Let us agree that the asset recovery team behave like a bunch of thugs.
But
Not,
Uncle
let me
Sam
finish.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, you asked me. I beg you.
Yeah, go
Well, I
ahead.
just
Sorry.
want to pause you a little bit. I want your Uncle Sam view. I'll come back to you.
So they acted like a bunch of thugs without discovery, without forensic investigation, without piercing the corporate veil in terms of the ownership of asset recovery, without determining how the assets were acquired. Asset recovery means the assets of the state, okay, the assets of the state misappropriated and taken for private use. That's the definition of asset recovery. So you first of all have to determine if the state owned the asset and if the assets were converted to personal use. The asset recovery team did none of that. What they did, they went in the streets. They went in the streets and hijacked private individuals, and the Supreme Court rebuffed them. Now, Gracious Ra is using their constitutional rights to make a determination as to whether the asset recovery team is actually an entity that has legal effect. And lawyers are saying that since the LSCC and other established agencies, legal entities of government have legal effect, then asset recovery, the tax force may not have legal effect. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I cannot make that argument, but the argument is being made by legal luminaries. And none of us on this platform is a legal luminary. So we waited the morning of June 10, 2024, when legal luminaries will be in the courtroom, Supreme Court in Monrovia, where justice is supposed to be blind, giving us the ruling on whether the asset recovery task force has legal effect based upon executive order number 126. And I think we should wait. But we can have the conversation, which is theoretical, which is, I mean, nice to make the increase.
Yeah.
But
Uncle Sam, Ellie Johnson,
Go
Sally, and George Weah, did they establish asset recovery team?
I don't care. I don't want to know.
I just ask you a question, yes or no.
I don't have eyes in the back. I have eyes in the front.
Yes or no.
I don't know. I have eyes in the front.
You know everything except that.
I have eyes in the front. I have eyes in the front. I don't look in the back. Whatever happened in the back.
Let's go back to let's go back to Bobby.
My life is in the front. It's not in the back. I don't look backwards.
Thank you very much, because you get only 10 more years to live that life. Thank you.
Maybe 20, maybe 20, maybe 25.
Mommy, talk to us, mommy. The question coming, big questions, but I want that to Bobler to close this thing up. So talk to us.
Yeah, let me tell you something. Where all the chicanery coming from? Oh, you're not supposed to establish asset recovery. Oh, you're making noise. Look, President, we are established asset recovery team. He disbanded it because he knew where they were going. He established asset recovery. The law says, I mean, we're not lawyers, we're waiting for the code, but until we can get there, we can give our opinion, we can read and understand. They say they should enact appropriate legislation, and they didn't say all. They didn't say all. They say appropriate legislation and executive orders to fight corruption, abuse of public resources, nepotism, and sectionalism. So the law says appropriate legislation and executive orders. It did not say appropriate legislation or executive order. If it has said or executive order, then it means if there is a legislation, then you cannot use executive order, because executive order is supposed to be a replacement. But it says and executive order. So both of them can work together in my interpretation. Executive order and legislation. The legislation is for the LACC. The executive order is for the asset recovery. Read the law. We wait for the Supreme Court, but that is our interpretation. It said legislation and executive order. Sam Jackson, briefly, Stanton, Sam Jackson. You keep hammering this thing. The reason why Gracious Ra ran to court today is because they have realized, they know the asset recovery team has gathered all the evidence needed to indict them. And it's not only on Gracious Ra, it's also about the subsidy, red subsidy that been coming to the country where it's been going. It's about road contracts. Start to know about some of them. But we're starting with Gracious Ra. And because all of them connected, that's why they use Gracious Ra to run to the Supreme Court to say the president doesn't have the authority to establish an asset recovery team. We'll go to the Supreme Court, we'll defeat them using the law, we'll come back and we'll go to court and prosecute them because we'll have the evidence.
Thank you very much. Again, a good conversation. I'm going to let you close on this one, Dr. Bopley. Then we're going to bring in the next conversation for today. We received a letter that was sent to the Justice Minister from Solway. Solway is saying they need to settle something that they got involved with. We'll read this letter. This letter was sent from Justice Ministry to Solway. Then we'll discuss it. It's in the chat room, folks. Dr. Bopley, talk to us.
So the spirit of the rule is reason, right? What is the reason for asset recovery? It's clearly established. There are things that were taken, misappropriated, that belong to the people. Nobody should argue that, okay? And the other part is, if you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't be fighting. If your stuff is legit, you have no worries. Come check me out, I'm straight. So if you're fighting so hard and pushing back and all that, then maybe you got something to hide. And then it goes counter to the interests of the poor people in this country. So the government will press forward. I will say, though, that we need to strengthen our institutions and not keep creating duplication. The LACC does have asset recovery. The president could have just expanded it, given them the resources and said, go for it. That said, I don't see how the president done anything unconstitutional, illegal, by creating an additional group to go and get the job done. So look, you got nothing to hide. Just let the people do their work so we can move forward. If you got something to hide, then you fight. There's nothing about constitutionality. The people have a right to go and protect the people's asset and recover it. And that's the bottom line. So the team should not be distracted. Let them do their job. Let them do their job.
Thank you very much, Dr. Bopley. Folks, again, welcome to the Spoon Talk. Please share the program. It's getting interesting here on the Spoon Talk. We want to bring this story up. If any of you know about Solway, the cousin to George Manawia, he had this company. The issue came about concerning, Joe Manawia had a part to play in this company, Solway. I put this in the chat room, folks. You can read it. They wrote a letter to the Justice Ministry. We got our hands on the letter. They said, we refer to your letter dated. This is Councilor Justice Minister Twer writing this gentleman, dated May 16, 2024, addressed to me with copies to several officials of the government of Liberia in respect of settlement of the ongoing international arbitration proceeding between Solway Investment Group, SIG, Solway Industries, Swiss AG, Solway, and Solway Mining Incorporation, SMI. These people are asking for settlement. We note your proposal for settlement and for a meeting to discuss your proposal with a view of reaching a mutually acceptable agreement. We are agreeable to a meeting with you in Monrovia at a convenient date. Now, the Justice Minister is telling that I want to listen to your recording of meeting, but the reason why I'm flagging this when we receive this letter, folks, Solway and their relationship with former President George Manawia. It was told that George Manawia sold the company, Uncle Sam Carson, President George Manawia, the former president, sold the company and got some money, $30 million. And these guys then saying the lawsuit was back and forth. They won the money. The guy is based in South Africa. I spoke to him. I spoke to his lawyer a few months back prior to the election. And the guy said, I'm going to hold my peace there after the election. They are willing to talk. So engaged in Justice Minister, he said, listen, we want to settle on this matter. Solway has an issue with Asada Mitar on the land dispute where the mining ground was. We ran with that story. But here we go. The government now is interested to talk with Solway and see how they can settle this matter. We will pass this information to you guys for us to keep our eyes to it. But if you want to add anything, we have another story coming up from Buffalo about money that came through, and we have to show that story as well. Uncle Sam Jackson, Solway, and the money that President Weah took.
So I beg you to give me 2 minutes for the public to understand the origin of this. It's extremely important for the public to understand this, okay? Solway has an exploration license in an area that Metal Steel claims encroaches on their concession. According to the minerals and mining law that I participated in writing in.
Uncle Sam, let me ask you a question. You know those things. Let me ask you. You're going to go.
No, I think the public needs to know this.
Uncle Sam, I don't want you to slow walk up because you hear John Weah name. You know the story. John Weah was part of this company. True or false?
False.
John Weah received money from this guy. True or false?
The government of Liberia received money.
John Weah received money from him.
No.
Why you said no?
I'm giving you the facts.
That's not the fact. That's your fact.
Metal Steel paid money as compensation to Solway to relinquish the claims on the asset. And that money was paid to the government of Liberia, the Ministry of Finance consolidated account. It was not paid to George Manning Weah. $17,000. It was a total of $34,000 should have come. Bama Morgan, your bastard brother, Dr. Bropley and Glennie, you know Omer Alpha Morgan's son. He is the partner in one of the owners of Solway. You need to talk to him. You need to bring him on the show. There are counterclaims with ownership on the Solway. Solway has its origin in Switzerland, but they came to Liberia through Bama Alpha Morgan. And Bama Alpha Morgan is the Liberian owner or part owner. There are other people
who what you lecturing us. We run with this story. We know this story.
But I'm saying John Weah did not get any money from Solway. John Weah did not get any money from Solway. It's Metal Steel that pays $17,000 to liquidate outstanding obligation to Solway for ownership, and the government of Liberia did not pay Solway, and Solway has a claim against the government of Liberia, not George Manning Weah.
Okay, you finished?
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Uncle Sam is on his way to Liberia. Joe Weah called him 2 days ago. You know he got to be here to fight for President Weah, the former president. I will say this. I know the story of Solway. I spoke to Boyman. I discussed this thing. Costa was involved in this story. We flew to Florida together. Boyman scheduled to come to meet us in Florida. We know the story better than Uncle Sam. George Manning Weah took money. I am not saying that as an allegation because I know the story. George Manning Weah under duress asked this guy, Boyman, force him. His own cousin. He said I was his cousin. The reason why he went back to the Justice Ministry, Mame, Conor Gray, Fadiga, let me join what I said do and go to Glennie and that Bropley, is because George Manning Weah twist him. And he awarded that place to Asila Mitar and said, let's settle and move. We are in the election season. So you cannot say, I don't know the story. Call Henry Costa. We were in Florida together. We were in the Hard Rock Casino Hotel. Henry Costa and I. Ask him. So you cannot tell us that we don't know the story.
I never say you don't know the story. I said, let me tell the other part of the story.
There's no other part. You are defending President Weah. A lot of stuff President Weah took from the Liberian people we know. This is not even some of it. But if you guys want to throw light on it, I'm just passing because this government have agreed to discuss the settlement proposal with Boyman. That's all. That's why we are reading the letter, Dr. Bopley. It's not a story that we're going to dwell on, but we can read the letter. The government honor Councilor Oswald Twe, okay, have agreed to discuss. The Minister of State for Presidential Affairs, the Finance Minister, and all these guys, Minister of Energy, they agreed to listen to Solway Boyman. So let's have the conversation. Dr. Bopley, go ahead.
So yeah, so just for the context, so the Liberian people will understand what's really at stake, okay? So with then President George Weah, Solway threatened arbitration, saying either you compensate us for taking our license and giving it to ArcelorMittal, or it can cost you up to $2 billion if we were to go full litigation. So that threat is serious because it has severe financial consequences. That's why the very smart Attorney General is writing now, say, come, let's get to the table. So this is not, oh, somebody did something and let's move on. No, this is hanging over our heads and it can cost us a lot of money. So the deal at the time was considered a secret deal. And the then president, Representative Governor Liberia, decided, hey, let's pass on this license to ArcelorMittal. The bigger story for me, Stanley, because I always like to think solution. Why are we running an operation in this day where the president of the republic gets involved in these things? We need to make it more difficult. What are we doing? The president of the republic get involved in these kinds of transactions, and it costs the people not only financial resources, but it costs their reputation. So now we find ourselves in a place where we must talk to these people because there is a serious threat of arbitration and it has tremendous financial consequences. Let's try to mitigate these kinds of things. The president of the republic should not be involved in all of these deals at all.
I think who was next? Welcome, Connor Gray. Fadiga, you want to go ahead?
Yeah. I agree with Dr. Poplar. The thing is, they say government is continuity. So, I agree with him. I think the government did the right thing. You can pass it down on if it's a legitimate debt that was incurred by the past administration. Now it is the rescue mission debt that we cannot pass it down. So at some point, some government will have to deal with it. But this speaks to a lot of things that transpire in government that we need to put in some mechanism that will stop these kind of abuse of authority. Why did they do with the money? Why didn't they settle the company when they received the payment? They probably diverted it to something else that was done throughout the last 6 years. So what I can say is we need asset recovery to get to the bottom of some of these things, why it didn't happen, why the payment was not made once they received the payment. I think so far that is all I have to say on this.
Right.
I think it was, yeah.
We'll go to Isidore then. Mame, did you speak?
Let me come back to something real quick. Keep Isidore for life. You see, when Uncle Sam do this, guys, and we dig into our cell phone, we get information. And that's why the cell phone is very important. Cell phone is important. Go and then, store your information on the iCloud, Connor Gray. It will help you tomorrow. This Solway thing that we're talking about today, it was right. Morgan, the guy that went to sue the government of Liberia in Europe, England, because ArcelorMittal had paid some money. Uncle Sam failed to tell you that.
They didn't sue George Weah.
But when everybody quiet, man. Can you talk to your uncle? Can you talk to your uncle? Can you talk to him? Can somebody ready to talk to him?
Can you talk to your panton man?
No, because listen,
I will call you on the side. My papi will talk.
Yeah, I know that Bopla tried to go through this, and I was trying to be so nice with Joel. I said I family member. No, Joel was loving the Morgan's sister. Now his brother-in-law be this guy. If you laugh me again, let me tell the real story now.
But I again.
Let me tell the real story. Joel loving the man's sister. Joel duped this guy, ladies and gentlemen, and he forced the man on a duress that they should sell this place to ArcelorMittal. The government of Liberia, they all agree on to sell the place for the amount of $50 million. $50 million. ArcelorMittal was to pay $50 million. They were to give Morgan his own money, and the government of Liberia take the money. Go and ask ArcelorMittal. They paid the first 17.5 million into the government account. You see Uncle Sam shaking his head?
I agree with you. Government account.
They paid the first 17.5 million.
Yes.
Ask Joe where that money is today.
So we are not finance minister.
Eba.
So we are not central bank.
Eba. Up to today, $17.5 million gateway. Zero. Blah. Morgan been asking for the money, nobody can give the man. What did they do with the money? Let Mohammed explain what they did to the money during this first and second round of the election. When we make all the calculation and says CDC have $50 million budget for election, Uncle Senator said that was a lie. This fund of contribution into the government account contributed to CDC $50 million. And up to today, the man get no money, one dry copper. So they sue the government of Liberia. When they sue the government of Liberia, like Dr. Bopler said, the justice minister say, we are involved. We are government now. Let's talk. Let's talk. Why are we bringing up this story, Mami? Honor George Manuel, we are the former president. $17.5 million walk. The people that had a contract never received a dime. Why do we need asset recovery? I give it to you, Mami. These are the reasons why we need asset recovery. The man want his money. You know who's going to pay that $17.5 million now? Even with settlement or without settlement? We're going to pay it. The Liberian people are going to pay it. Why Joe Manning, we are Samuel Twain and the rest of them is the people money, and we're talking about if asset recovery is good. Mommy.
That's the reason why every fight now is to destroy asset recovery. And the fight, we gotta be bold. The fight is not only from CDC, it's not only from we are his people. People within the rescue mission have formed alliances with we are and his former officials to fight asset recovery. So it's not only a George Weah and CDC thing now. People within the rescue team form alliances with George Weah and other people. They've given them some of the money, cash money, to be able to put in place roadblocks to stop asset recovery. Whether it is with the LACC fighting to stop it there, or it is with this asset recovery team, they're running to the Supreme Court. Any way you think about, they are fighting to stop asset recovery. Why you run to court? The first argument you made was, oh, don't push me to provide evidence against myself. We said, no problem, man. We took 3 months. Use the legal processes, subpoena and other means. Gather all the pieces of evidence. Somebody leaked information to them that by Thursday or Friday, they would have been coming up with something on there. They ran to the court today to say the asset recovery team has no constitutional basis to exist. We're not only fighting Greater Ra. See the amount of money they spend to one YSM company to build road in Bapolu County. Ask the people in Bapolu County whether the roads are there. 500,000 paid to contractor. Say the building Chickpeas Road in Bapolu County in the city of Bapolu. Where the road? You can't find it. So Stanton, we can't talk everything because like it has happened before. When you try to emphasize some of these things, then they create a way to go and fix it. But the point is, whether it is with Solway, whether it is with road contracts, whether it is with rest that came into the country for subsidy on rice, the money they pay for subsidy to rice, and all the other transactions they did, the asset recovery team is working. Good luck for Liberia. In the midst of that, Stanton, you didn't announce it. In the midst of that, Liberia today was admitted today You laughing, Sam?
Well, okay, but I'm trying to show you, but go ahead, say it. Let me put it up.
Yes. While the asset recovery team is working and was struggling a little bit to find evidence, today Liberia was admitted into the Egmont Group. This Egmont Group is the international institution responsible to share intelligence on money laundering. When you steal, you harden it in other countries, terrorist financing, whether it's through drugs. Everywhere you steal money and have, the Egmont Group is the international group where they share intelligence. Liberia had not been part of Egmont Group. So to get evidence on where people hiding money used to be a little bit difficult. But now that we have been admitted today into Egmont Group, it opens a window of opportunities to have free access to information to prosecute these people. That's the good news that add to the asset recovery effort that now make them worry and they run into the Supreme Court to stop the asset recovery team from working. Egmont Group, Mohamed Nasser and his team today got this admittance into Egmont Group. Evidence are flowing with a faster pace than ever before. That's why they run into Supreme Court.
Thank you.
The support, and we should pay attention to this. Not only to CDC people in the rescue team have formed alliances and fighting against asset recovery through different means. They bring all of them up and ensure that if you not steal, you go free. If you stole, you return government assets.
Thank you very much, Mohamed. Let's bring in Asido. Asido, I know you're going to go and do your best on this one. We will go to Conograde thereafter. But Asido, you have the floor. You have your time.
I hope you should give me the same
Asido, it's 5:52. You got 2 minutes. We want to give you 2 minutes.
After Mohamed just talk for 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes.
No. Go ahead, bro.
Mohamed talk with document. You don't have no document, so
let us look in the center of our brain and brain senses, Ephraim. I know you were talking about something.
You see, you can.
I know you were talking about you not give me chance. Everybody was quiet when Mami was talking in sugar water.
But what you saying about in the center of our brain and brain senses?
We get Ephraim here and use that small brain to think. So let's do this with small now. First off, you talk about John, we had again 17,000.
17.5 million.
Okay, I wanted to make sure I asked you to correct this. So
17.5 million. We didn't talk about 1,000. Joe, we had 1,000.
Give my turn. Let me talk. So Stanton, Liberia's Joseph Boakai government that is putting all its asset recovery energy into yellow taxi is the government that has credible evidence that George Weah got 17 million from people. And then the Justice Minister of Joseph Boakai government is writing a letter saying, company, I'm okay, government, we're ready to sit down with you and solve this problem. Start on, man. Campaign was last year now. Campaign finished. I mean, I understand we may be sleeping on the side. I come on the side small thing. It is simply because, as was said, all the riot by people, that the very company gave United Party money for campaign. So this government that is running behind yellow taxi, that is worth some maybe 65,000 or 70,000, will see 17 million in their eyes and they just say, okay, let leave man. They will just sit down and settle in there. You know, I agree. Hey, man, Stanton. During the days of propaganda, what's doing a campaign, brother? I don't think you will use the same thing to run the government now. I'm thinking George Weah should be in court right now. Why can you pursue George Weah? Because you know, Stanton, you are a member of the rescue people. That George Weah took 17 million for people. You get all the evidence. Stanton, why are we not in court, brother? Oh, Stanton, stop this, man. Like the black burn people, they are not blind. You bring sugar water, you sprinkle oil around. Now what they eating? So it's okay for Joseph Parker government to run after yellow taxes for 200 years. But no, they won't run after 17 million that George will take. No, they want that one. They want settle. Oh, my people. Oh, let's stop this propaganda. It can't run government. I will challenge the government to be in court tomorrow to sue George Weah. The one person this government wants is George Weah. And today, this government get all the evidence that George Weah takes 17 million of library money. They don't want to pursue him. It is only the person that was crossing the Atlantic Ocean walking over who didn't reach Liberia will sleep and believe that thing. So I will really hope we can go to the next topic that will at least make sense to our people and be, and they will understand.
Thank you very much, Isaac. You spoke for 5 minutes, no interruption.
No,
Conor Gray, let's bring you in.
My brother, good day, everyone.
Good day, shoot to kill.
Yeah, there's a reason why when they set up EcoMark, they set it by phases. At some point, there was Arnold Quino. Then at another point, they brought in a guy named Joshua Nimei Dagoniaro, who said he wanted his headquarters to be placed in the center of Banga, 45 miles away. You understand? The asset recovery, if you ask me, it should be set up by phase. It should not be an independent prosecutorial team. We should have individual phases at some point. By now, its current chair should have phased out because he has lost the morale of the team. So I would have brought in a new sheriff in town to revive that process because the guys on the other side will fight to make that team appear irrelevant, very weak, and perplexed. You don't want that. For every time you change the chairperson, it sends fear in the spine of those who are on the other side that will be prosecuted. To say we should come now and run behind 17 million, then you gave in adage or voice to the idea that the 25 million MAPA money, we should also run behind it. Everything is by phase. Or maybe the $16 billion that went missing. If you had changed the sheriff, then people will be thinking about our new sheriff to study how his body language works. And I know every contract that is set up, there are different mechanisms for, to resolve any mishap. There's arbitration. You understand? There are force majeure. In other words, you put something in case there is natural disaster. Every contract has all of these technicalities embedded within them. So if the government decides, Hussein said it, wisely, government is continuity. Yes, this is one of the inheritances we gained from the black money people that were in power. That's why we should not have done that. That error was grave and it will cost us more than this. To just yank group of black money people, syndicate us in the corner and give them the presidency of the republic. That's what we're paying for. You understand? I can tell you that the government meant well when they said, that's why they disclaim that, look, it's not an admission of guilt. We're not saying that we're guilty, but because these are some of the constructs that were placed within the contract, they're exhausting those avenues. So if people come here and want to make noise about why they're not chasing 17 million, then we're going to be chasing the 25 million or the money that was depleted in our coffers in New York, our reserve. We'll be pursuing it, but they'll come by face, my brother. And whether it's this contract, whether it's other contract, there's so many things. That's why I say change the sheriff, bring a new sheriff like Dogon Yarrow,
and let them try to study him by then. You understand? They would have made significant strides. But I think, you know, Councillor, whoever he is at the
Councillor Martin, Clark Edward Martin.
yeah, I think, in my opinion, probably he has lost small steam. Bring somebody to revive the entire team and move the process to the next phase. That's all I have to say here, my brother.
Thank you very much. Let me bring in Dr. Bobla. Have you spoken on this, right? Okay, Glendy, you have spoken on it likewise, right? Well, let's bring in the other conversation real quick. No, Nelson, man. Not this one. Now, who was that, though? Who's that? No, I don't know. Nelson, put it back up. Let's see. I mean, is that our commercial time? Is that break time? Who's this? I'm not hearing mommy. I said, oh, who's this?
Afadiga sleeping, man.
Oh,
that one of the guy who running behind the drugs money.
No, that one man Fadiga.
But if you know they're picking they get respect. Now Fadiga picture you put up there. Anyway, you know that's a sad thing. I want to bring to your attention.
We're really getting the man down. They hunt the man down already. We're trying to protect the man from the other side.
Those people that came from will unleash. Those people that came from Ghana, right? It's after 6, so we got about 50 more minutes here. Let's talk a little bit about them. The condition, the company. They're working, I think it's LRRC or LRRC, one of the RC. And they went through 2 of the gentlemen. We have the information that I established to help to bring those guys them back, and they built that place. But the place is raining on the people. I want us to share this. They sent some videos. The people that came back, the returnees from Ghana. I think they are in Bon County, if I'm not making a mistake. Yeah, Banga, right? Let's just play some of the videos. Well, but what's your take, Glendy? This is just some part of the video. It's good thing that we got them in Liberia, though, but they are living where the rain just falling in the building. It's kind of hard. The money from the government, they help to bring them back in the country. You know, those folks that are responsible for the company, the building is deplorable. You know, I think I shared this information. Folks there taking videos and picture and sharing it and saying that we are living in a bad place. I mean, what's your take, Glendy? What can the government do moving forward?
So I think this is sad because such an undertaking should actually be the responsibility of the government of Liberia to its citizens. Is the foreign ministry involved in this? Who's responsible for this? And I want to applaud the people who's taking the pictures and sharing the videos. Because if our people were in Ghana and living and they were able to live there for a long time under better conditions, and then in a sense we go and say, okay, come back home because you have nowhere to be in Ghana, and they come and they're sleeping in the rain. This is a deplorable state. I think this needs to claim the attention of the foreign ministry. This is not right. I mean, it's what can I say? If the people they're looking for you to assist them, they had nowhere to go in Ghana, and they've returned home, and even the place that you've given them as a place of refuge, That's not a place of refuge. Who's responsible for this? Someone has to be responsible. And I will hope that someone from the foreign ministry is watching and seeing what's happening to these people. Even if they're in Bond County, the senator, the county attorney, who's coming to the aid? I mean, how else can we describe what we're seeing? It's sad. I hope they'll get the help that they need. I hope they can get a better living condition. I mean, there are hotels there. There are other places. There are schools. There's places that you can put them in, but don't leave them in the rain. Don't go and rescue them or say we're giving you refuge. Come go back to Liberia, and then there's no layout plan on how they will be cared for. Then you should have just left them there. I think it needs to claim the government's attention, but it needs to specifically claim the Ministry of Foreign Affairs attention. This is poor planning, and it's insulting in a way to see Liberians being treated this way in their own country.
Thank you very much, Uncle Sam. Let's talk about this video, Uncle Sam. This video and the company, those guys that I have, the area that sheltering those folks. We know them. We have the document, but the folks are complaining. It's cold. The mosquito. They are suffering. I'm not saying the government didn't do the right thing to bring them back, but you bring them back in what? Talk to me, Uncle Sam.
Look, it's just like anything in Liberia. Improper planning, poor execution, incompetence, ineptitude. LRRC, I believe, is the one that should be responsible for the repatriation of the refugees back to Liberia. And clearly, there was not enough coordination between the authorities to ensure that when the people get to Liberia, there will be adequate housing, there will be adequate feeding, and there will be some reintegration efforts. Stanton, we can't play country. We have to run a country. We need people of competence who have the passion. Look how bad you're feeding the people in this structure is raining on them, they're laying down. This shouldn't happen in the 21st century in a country called Liberia. There should have been already plans to reintegrate those people before the buses left Ghana. They should have done that. But Stanton, that country, that your country, we're living there where you are. You're the young people, you say, we the Obo, we spoil it, you fix it. You fix it. All the beamer you got, Babulu, Ambula there, you fix it. Dr. Proper, you fix it. People like me and Remy Grady, we on the margins, we're on our way out. You fix the country. So we cannot be the laughing stock. But man, I'm Fanti. I speak Twi. The way that people speak about Liberians in Ghana, if you're here, and I will never repeat it, you will never allow any Ghana men to come to Liberia. Because you know what happened? We expose our frailties, our indignities to them. They don't do that. From Cape Man all over the Grand Crew, there are Fanti fishing villages all along the coast that we're getting complete, welcome. They didn't do the same thing for us in Ghana. We can't sell in the market. We can't get certain jobs in Ghana. We can't do certain things. And the only reason why they gave me a degree of comfort is because I'm one of them. I'm Kwesi. But we need to have done something about that to make sure that those people that were unwelcome in Ghana, they can't come back to their own country and then feel unwelcome in their own country when they were treated so badly in Ghana. Yeah, man, you do something about it, man. We'll beg you, man. That's all I have to say.
Okay, so go ahead, talk to us, Dr. Bople. You talk to us. I want to upload this document, okay? Because we're in possession, and these guys then receive $35,000 to renovate the building. All right, and they received 35,000 to renovate that building. Is that building looking at 35,000 renovation building? Let me play this, Dr. Buple, and then we'll display the document. Then we'll hear from you, Mambe, I want everybody to just pay attention, because the first amount these guys received, the company, Success Group, the amount that they received, they are from Bon County. We know their names, we have the information. They're talking about 35,000 received initial amount to renovate that building, to bring in the returnees. Look at this building, see whether it's 35,000 renovation.
So we are doing a job
So I think we have seen enough, right? The building that hosting those folks. The guys want to come on the show and speak. We're going to display the document, the business registration, and other document to this company. And one of the gentlemen, again, these are information. I mean, to me, it's not allegation, but I hope they're hearing us. Patrick Woozy and Peter Kakula, you know, the names on the paper. So we are not, accusing them, but the company belonging to them, as we were told and on the document that they received, the allegation that they received 35,000 for renovation of this building. That will play. The folks are coming in. They went through hell and back. Now they seem to be in hell even more. Talk to us, Dr. Bopla.
So what we saw is deplorable, it's unfortunate, and it's shameful. But it's more there. Today on the news, there was a report that the group that returned were mischaracterized based on the wrong information, that about 90% of them were, had drugs and all those things, and they had to come on the air, the authorities, and apologize, which we appreciate. But look, great nations make huge human capital investment. Every time people talk about countries like America, they say they're great because of the military. No, they're great because they make the largest and the greatest human capital investment, meaning they take care of their people. Seven, one trip to Ghana by the government, if you care about now 11 people, you spend more than $35,000. So we can't find money for it. Not like, oh, for the last 50 years we've been repatriating and we're overwhelmed. We're not overwhelmed. It was poor planning, and it's also from the government perspective, the law said it's not a priority. How can your people's welfare not be a priority? Make the money available. That place was not even a building. That's a tarpaulin shelter. And it's sad because you go through the trauma, the emotional and other trauma of coming back where you do. And then you go to a place like that where people are being rained upon. I hope the government move quickly to correct that. Make the resources available. Let's take care of our people. That's a sign of responsible leadership. We must do so.
Thank you very much. You made mention of the, we were trying to save that for last, but thank you for saying it. They said folks are crazy, mentally retarded. You know, they came on Mekat. The gentleman will play that video. Nelson, do you have that video to upload, please? Let's listen to the gentleman. Then they took back what they said. They said it was a mistake. What's going on here? I think it was important. I would wish out of Johnny Kwehe, one of the senator of Bon County, and Prince Moi. I think they need to address this openly because that's their county. Mame, can you talk to us?
I talked to that briefly. I mean, Uncle Sam made a strong point about how we attempt to solve problems in the country. Most of the time, it's just superficial. Nobody wants to be rigorous. Nobody wants to do deep diving into solving problems, putting down plans and strategy and following it. Most of the times, the approach to these things just haphazard, arbitrary. Talk to somebody from the institution responsible for these people. And if you see what they have as a plan, or whether they even have a plan already written and being guided for the integration of these people, you'd be shocked. The head of the agency went on national platform to announce how many people are drugs, how many people, and 2 days after the agency can say, oh, that mistake, the statistician lied to him. No statistician lied to nobody. You probably don't even have a statistician. You just woke up in the morning, you go stay on press conference and talk. We do not take our time to, we don't have an appreciation for paying attention to organizing and doing things the right way. Most of the people don't have appreciation. When you attempt to do it, they brag you, they describe you in all type of ways. She wants to act like she knows all. He wants to act like he knows everything. That plan we will eat. What do we need strategy for the people coming? We can face something to put in there. Those are things they will tell you. And these are the outcome of not properly planning to do these things. But Uncle Sam, to solve these problems, he said we should solve it a year ago. When we're attempting to solve it, then every time you come back to attempt to undermine the effort we're making to solve these problems. It's not fair to us. We make an attempt to solve this problem every time you come back. The last administration created an international diplomatic blunder between Kosovo and Serbia. Departed from our original ally, America, and joined behind Russia to withdraw Liberia recognition of Kosovo. It created embarrassment for the country. All over the world, people were asking. Liberia had 2 positions on Kosovo. President Bouaka came and said, let me restore.
We'll make that Kosovo story last, man.
Yeah, I just responding to Uncle Sam, how are we making effort to solve this problem and undermining all those efforts? They go to say, okay, let's restore calm and say, let's show that the president, the 2 countries are together. Who you join up? What you brought from Kosovo? We talk about asset recovery. How do we do it? People who know that we have evidence now to go against them, they run to court to say, oh no, asset recovery is not legal. You backing them. So if you want us, genuinely want us to solve the problem, your expertise required. We know you get contribution to make, but your contribution should be structural. You cannot be disruptive all the time. That would be my statement to you. But on this case, we betray our people.
Thank you, Mami.
But we betray them at the end.
Thank you. We're going to upload all these different documents, and I hope that Peter and the rest of the guys can have the time to address this. You are right. The gentleman in question said, listen, we have this number of crazy people, number of this. And literally took it back. He said, yeah, statistician. No. And these are some of the things we don't even know if the government is paying attention. They gave them a huge amount of money, by the way, to bring back the folks in. I said, though, let's see how you don't go to Contractor.
Yeah, thank you. I know my brother just got me laughing. So let's take a little break and put this entire national embarrassment into perspective. So Peter F. Kekula, Patrick Woolsey, Bill McGill, etc., are all confidants of Senator Prince Moy of Bond County. Senator Prince Moy recommended Patrick Woolsey to be the head of LRRC. Patrick Woolsey gave a contract to Peter Kekula to carry on shelter activities for returning refugees. Our brothers, our fathers, our sisters, mothers returned to their country, but are more of a refugee in their country than where they are even coming from. If we say it again, the brother will cry on us. This is an abuse of human dignity. It only further shows the ineptitude of this government that came to power without a single iota of idea on how to solve any problems. I know just a few months ago, they wanted to solve all the problems and they had the solution to everything. Only to see today that they didn't even know the problem before even having one answer to solving the problems. Think about it. Patrick Woolsey, Peter Kekula are both confidants to Senator Prince Moy. Senator Prince Moy recommended Patrick Woolsey, who is now the head of RRRC. Peter Kekula gets a contract from Patrick Woolsey, who is at RRRC, and took our brothers and sisters in open air, where the rain, the rat, the mosquito, the roaches are all dancing with them. You have a government that came to rescue. How many more blunders will this government make? You know, when we talk, our friends don't seem to understand that we mean good for Liberia and we mean good for this government. You talk about corruption, something smells bad somewhere. When a tree of connectors are hooked to one place, recommender, head, contractor, it's just a little scary, not an accusation, but it's something to think about. When I saw that video, I was disgusted. I think it's an abuse of human rights. Our family, our brothers, sisters should not experience such in their own country. I think they were better off in Ghana than what they are going through. This government needs to stand up. Forget the politics, forget the campaign, forget the propaganda. Show us your plans to solving problems. Every time you have problems, you blunder. Every time you have something to solve, you complain, you give excuses, and no solution. Even the George Weah that you're saying in no book, I think George Weah was a man who would move and make these things happen. I think Liberians are missing George Weah, because this government is making George Weah to look like Abraham Lincoln, just like somebody said it last time. How much more will we go? It is embarrassing and it's a shame.
Thank you, Acid. Greg, go ahead. Let's talk about that how you call it, tapping. Let's talk about that mischief set up, and we'll start showing you the document. And the involvement of Peter Kekula and Patrick Woolsey. Talk to us, Conor.
Well, Central, a lot of times it's the way, by the way, Sam, my dad and you were friends. You probably worked together.
No, he
So,
was
so,
trying.
so
No, he was
you
a
and I cannot be
businessman.
in the same rank, my brother.
He was a businessman.
I'm your little brother.
Yeah,
I'll
my
put
man.
it that
My
your
man.
nephew.
No,
So let's
you
go
can't
ahead
be my
now.
man.
Let's
My
go
man,
ahead,
you in
Conor.
your 60s.
All right. You know, a lot of times it's the way we address the way we even name or categorize some of the situation is so demeaning. In Liberia, if you're this developmentally challenged, they refer to you as crazy. If you have depression, you say you're crazy. And a lot of times people tend to dignify people here. That's the difference between us here and meaning this country and others. You know, like the janitor somewhere, they don't refer to them as janitor. They refer to them as engineer. The dignity of human being. The fact of the matter is, those people came from refugee. Of course, people they're displaced, but they should not be displaced in their own home. And the question goes back to the reason why the social fund was set up for individual counties to address some of these kinds of immediate challenges. Now, all the senators and representatives, I know they're going out and about trying to see how they can up their budget. But these are some of the initiatives we should be setting money aside for. Emergency. These people have outlived their presence in refugee camps. They should be returning Liberians. We should not refer to them as refugees because they're coming home. But it is our obligation as a country, probably through the internal affairs, to take care of this. Forget about the LRRC, because I know those kinds of organizations, they are not being funded right now. I doubt it, if they even have the money. But if money was set aside to construct a makeshift transitional housing, I think it should have been set up in a dignified way. But it's the way we look at these kinds of initiatives, we think that, oh, those people are crazy people coming back home. Imagine there could be a future president among those people. There could be a future, so many future leaders. We dignify our own, will be decent as a country. But a lot of times, regardless who you put there, this is how they're going to look at it. That's why we need a national awareness campaign so that we can learn how to start dignifying certain things, my brother. Somebody just took that money and probably spent a few $1,000s and put up that tent, put the rest of the money in their pocket. These kinds of people, tell me how you will not look for them, round them up, and lock them up for the rest of their lives. You know, if you do that, then our country will be straight. But you know what? You change whoever was in charge, you put Isaac Doe there, you get the same result, because the mindset is about corruption. It's not about building a decent, verdant society. That's all I have to say.
Thank you very much. So as you can see, kind of great. Thank you. All right. Now, Success General Group of Companies. Like you can see, this is the company. Folks saying the allegation when we receive this, they help LRRC to settle those returnees. All right. That's the company. That's the company right here. Let's go through some of the document. Liberia Revenue Authority, banking payment. These are some of the companies document to show that they are legit. They are legitimate company. If you go through there, you see the name of the owner, and those are paid. Let's just look at this one right here. As you can see, we're showing you all the different information for you to know that this is a Liberia-owned legit company. But the company is owned by Peter Kekula, like I was told, Liberia Business Registry. Like you can see, certificate of business registration. And the other gentleman by the name of Patrick Woolsey, who have some connection. Now, What I have in my possession also, money were given by the government. Again, the allegation that they received 35,000 or little more than 35,000, right, to make that place place that even a dog can sleep in, place that people would come and settle. Someone asked me, Stanton, but most of the people that came went home. Went home where? You don't know. You don't know. People are beginning to characterize those folks as Zokos that live in there. I'm not going to characterize them as they are Zokos. They left from Ghana, they came. Okay, maybe they don't have family. The government choose to bring them. Bring them to what? That will play. Bring them to what? That's the question folks are asking. You remember the story in the Bible that will play? We will just stay here and die. We will just stay here and die, But they were convinced to come back. Then you begin to ask, you have Prince Moyi. I'm not going to go with the story like Asido said. I don't have information on that story that Prince Moyi is involved. But he's a senator of Bon County. And this place is in Banga. You have Johnny Pehe. What are they doing? You have representative saying that these people, they are sleeping under the place is wide open. It's just terrible.
It's terrible.
The people putting bucket over. I remember during the war time when we ran to how you call it, VOA, nowhere to stay, and you get tarpaulin, you put it up and whatsoever. Are we still in war time? I think the government need to step in. You can bring them and they be refugees in their own home.
It's a sad.
Where are we, man? It was good to go get them though, because Joey didn't do it. So we don't want nobody saying that it's bad to get them and bring them home. And I don't want to go back to say because Joey didn't do it, we did it, so we get plus. Can we just complete it? Can we just make this happen? Let's listen to the El Triple RSC gentleman when he was speaking. He gave us the different numbers of handicap and displaced folks. Let's listen to him.
Center is one way. The one way can be also package and process them for the drop-off point wherein our staff will be available to link them to the referral families and do follow up with them to ensure that the next 90 days we'll have places for entrepreneurship to ensure that there are simulations taking place. So that is total looks like what the people see for yourself. But I've been few challenges and want to take ownership of that. In case of going to the country, 60% are good people. And then we have to work as a government, as some people to work with them. They're not good because the 60%, let's say 80% are drugs addicts. All drugs. I must say to you now because you have the full estate to go and go after us. So we're putting in measures right now to make sure that do the screen I want them, do a drug test. Those who are free with integrated, and those who are linked to drugs or drugs users will work along the task force to place them into rehab homes. We also have disabled people. We got about 15 crazy people. It's serious. There are people in Ghana. So there are 15 crazy people among them. So we're going to contact the Graham Hospital to make sure that we transfer them to the centers. And women and children, there are almost 183 children below the age of 5 that came. We have 160 pregnant women on board. So we are counting on not just the government, our development partners. Now, 2 o'clock we'll have a coordination meeting, or we'll give the statistics to our partners to see how they come in and help us. But in first place, the 1,539 is 100% sponsored by the government of Liberia. Instead of being taken to our Liberians, the taxpayer money is what we used to really go back home.
Well, taxpayer money brought the people back home.
Who was that person speaking? Who was that one?
Can anybody help her who he was?
Who was him?
Probably he's the head for the people arrested.
But it's kind of sad. Where did he even get those numbers from?
So let's go through the numbers. 15 crazy people.
And why would he even describe them as crazy people?
I mean, unprofessionalism. Okay? And again, like Asa said, and we are saying on the show, where is Prince Moyi?
Thank you.
Where is Johnny Pay? Where are the representatives? The messy crazy people. I mean, we are talking about the ministry now. What the health ministry? Where's the gender ministry? Where's the internal affairs ministry? Where are the group that are responsible to look into this thing? The man saying that 15 crazy people. People are laughing. The man saying 16 pregnant women. He said 80% of the people are on drugs. 80% are on drugs. I mean, it's bad to say there are no good people.
But it's not even.
I want us to just go into what he said. Because today, they took everything back. They wrote a whole statement and they took it back.
Mm-hmm.
Every missteps. Who is this guy? Where the heck he coming from?
So
where did he get his training from? It means that 15 crazy people that brought him back. What's going on here? Even if the people are crazy, man, you're making fun out of them.
It's sad, and I'm so annoyed.
At Nika, though, at Nika, when you got Daniel Sano that was sitting, they were laughing.
Yeah.
When you got the deputy minister Daniel Sano, they were laughing.
It's kind of sad. You brought the people when we're listening to the video. These are people that they're signed, they're seen. You're hearing them.
That gentleman needs.
How can you say that they're crazy people?
The gentleman need to be called, fired, because he's unprofessional.
Completely.
But let me hear you guys. It's so bad for us. Every day we come and we just see this thing happening and no good, and we're just making Uncle Sam to just talk because it's just bad.
It's not correct.
Dr. Buple, you go first on this one, Dr. Buple.
Stanton, it's more than unfortunate. It's very sad. So you're not describing a building project that wasn't complete. You're talking about your fellow citizens who have been through trauma. You also are standing there representing the government. And the truth be told, you have not done your work well. You've done a poor job because when you're talking repatriation, you don't just talk about it anymore. This been in the works for some time. What he should have done was stand up there and say, listen, we were given $1 for this job. We have our challenges, but we're glad our citizens are home. We're calling on the public and whatever, the government, to give us more resources. Help us, let's assimilate our citizens back into society. Instead, he said a bunch of insensitive things that show poor leadership. So these kinds of things, the government need to respond to it. It is so unfair to our citizens to be talked about like that and to be treated like that. And so this stuff, we just brush it aside. You see, I continue to believe that we have this really, really concerning trend in our country, where the government takes care of the government and the people have to fend for the people. In the country, you're a big shot standing or you got some title behind your name, they take good care of you, you get all the privileges and the opportunities. Now, these are citizens who came home pretty much with nothing. We could do a much better job. For the leader to stand in front of the press and talk all that is grossly irresponsible, and I think there should be consequences.
And I think it's bad. His LRRC said 90% of Liberians brought back home from Ghana. Recently, they are all Zokos. Not.
They
He said
said
90%.
that. I'll get back today on
15 of them, 15 people are crazy, totally crazy, mentally crazy, breakdown in the head. 16 pregnant women, 115 parentless kids. So 115 kids, just no parents. 300 people of family. That's the breakdown he gave out, make out when they were, going for the nonsense. I don't know, folks. I really don't know. We'll keep Uncle Sam for last on this one. I want to bring in Mame. Mame, this is the breakdown this guy gave. And, he said our people are crazy. We brought them back. The unprofessionalism, the bad wordings, and the money people take because they are crazy. They allow them to live in tent with no cover, and the rain just beating them, mosquito eating them. This is the group who came to rescue, though. Those are the folks that came to rescue them. And people say, Stanton, why are you saying that like that? Because, again, when these things happen, fire him. Take him from there. Bring somebody with knowledge. Bring somebody with professionalism. Don't do it for party. Don't do it for friendship. Don't do it for brother and sister relationship. Do it for country. This is where you say, think Liberia, love Liberia, and together let's build Liberia. Even if they were crazy. You can never go out of a mental home and say we get a bunch of crazy people in there. You are fired. They will persecute you for those words. We work in mental home. You can never go to a developmental center, whether in your Lisbon, whether Ankara, anywhere, and you call the people. You can never, ever do it.
You can do it, but there'll be consequences, and it'll be strict.
Except you want the consequences of that to go black. But you know that. Nurses working with those people. Mental health professional working with those people. And we are here taking somebody to just stay in from pulpit and demean and call their names. And Prince Moyi, and I will reach out to Prince Moyi. I think he needs to speak on this. The county, Bon County, that his county. Johnny Quay was just elected. That his county. Bon County. The representative from Bon County. This lady is from Bon County too, or I'm making a mistake. Mama Bridgman, is she from Bon County? Is she from Bon County?
I think she is.
Yeah. And
we should call her. We should call her.
But it's embarrassment. I'm not calling her. It's embarrassment that they just talk, and they don't work for the people of Liberia. They will just come and make big sure I'm going to Israel. Oh yeah, I'm going to ECOWAS summit. But in your backyard, it's stink and dirty, and our people have been called names, and you're allowing these guys then to walk free because of party, because of the next election. Let me talk to you, Ambula Mame. Let's talk.
Senator, I said it before, I'm disappointed in the way people are treated. When I watched the video, it refreshed my memory of the time we struggled during the war. That's not something you want to think about in 2024, in peacetime. Over decades of peace, and we have Liberians living under such condition, only because we did not plan well, but they are coming to the country and we are executing well while they are in the country. It's wrong. The guy who spoke, you can't get the best from him. If he had a head on his shoulder, he wouldn't have stood on a national platform and described his countrymen the way he did. But there is this thing in the country where people try to paint a bad picture, a worse picture to be able to get money as a justification to get budgetary and other support. That's some of the factor behind those descriptions. Because at the end, he said we need support. So you want to paint a bad picture. Let me tell them something. That whole concept of painting bad picture to get support is fading out. We are painting opportunities to get support. You could stay on that platform and tell the government and tell international partners that we had X number of Liberians who were in Ghana. They were struggling. Some of the Liberians have the skills to build roads. Some of them have the skills and some of them have the potential to be developed into road builders. Some of them have the potential to be developed into young agricultural entrepreneurs. Some of them have the potential to go back to school and educate Liberians in Liberia about the culture they got from Ghana, the good culture they got from Ghana. But we are faced with financial difficulties, and we need support to be able to maximize the opportunity they've brought back to their country. Those are messages you can send to even inspire them. But you stay on a national platform and describe them like that in your desperate quest to receive budgetary support. You could say positive things as opportunities, that these are the opportunities that exist with these people, but we need resources to maximize these opportunities. Everything cannot be a problem. But there is another element to this, and this element with the Ministry of Information. The Ministry of Information cannot just be a conveyor belt of any information to the public. They cannot just be a conveyor belt of any information to the public.
It's embarrassing. The Ministry of Information, I'm not cutting you off, but Ministry of Information just open up a place that people just can't enter and walk free.
Just spew out anything to the public.
But we have Patrick Woolsey, the Executive Director for LRRC on the phone. So I want you to finish and I will bring him on.
Yes, so on the Ministry of Information, you cannot just be a conveyor belt for the spewing of all kinds of information to the public. The rationale behind that, I'm not a fan of the whole information structure. It's not about this administration. I mean, that whole concept, I'm not a fan of it, but it's there now. The person hearing this is a respected, educated, professional man. My point is, the reason for bringing people at the Ministry of Information, that not speaking from their different offices, is so that the information can be coordinated and processed before getting to the public, to look at the statement they are delivering and see whether it's in sync.
Do they even read a statement, or because they are ministers and directors, they just come on and talk?
Somebody standing on
They don't think anybody will check them. Check them.
Let me go ahead and bring in Patrick Woolsey, Mame, Isedo, Conor Gray. That's how I wasn't going to call him Conor Gray no more. But let me do it today, just the last time. Conor Remy Gray, Benny Juniors, and Samuel Jackson. Let me bring in Patrick Woolsey. So Conor Gray, Patrick Woolsey is Executive Director of LRRC. Let's hear him out, and then he will avail himself to take some questions. You are welcome to the show, Mr. Woolsey. Thank you for calling in.
I think we should look at our people first.
Go ahead, Mr. Woolsey. We listen to you. You're live.
Yeah, first I'm on the highway traveling from one county to Monrovia. So at any point in time, we are breaking communication. Please consider that.
So then let's do that, Mr. Woolsey. Mr. Woolsey, let's do this. If you in Monrovia tomorrow, come on the show. That would be better. Go to the station, because we read it all the time, and we'd love to ask you questions on these serious issues. We will give you open invite. Go to the station if you can, since you're on your way to Monrovia, that we can have a good interaction. Can you do that, please?
That'd be fantastic. I'll be there. What time, please?
This is at 8 p.m. tomorrow. We keep the 2 hours for you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so I don't want no interruption time to ask a question, and he will not be able to answer, but you have to come in studio and we can ask him question. Lenny, let's try to wrap this thing up. I am disappointed in, and thank God he called. I didn't call him. They're watching the show. I'm disappointed in what we are saying. I'm going to play the video again while we do our closing. Today was a laid-back show. We got 11 minutes to go, folks. We want to say thank you for joining us.
Let's speak to the LRRC before we close now. Why you want some more?
No, I'm not spoken yet. I'm sorry, man. I didn't. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Thank you, Aya. Before taking away my free speech. I'm joking. So, sorry, Mame, I know the people won't say bad things so they will get money. No, sorry. The government under Joseph Boakai, the rescue government, had a vetting committee. That vetting committee vetted the best, the most qualified, the most competent, the most experienced people to lead our country. Because you know what? Everybody from the past government were all nothing. They know any book. So this government came and promised us the big book people. The poor when you see there, you can see the book on the head, plenty. They promised all those people. Can I give you an example of the experience, the competence that this government gave us? For one electoral policy man to insult Liberians as crazy people. You look at people who've gone through stages of their life to be better and call them drug addicts. He called them zogos. And then the people, their children, listening to him, calling their mom, their dads, crazy people. It is the result of the incompetence that came in the shadow of competence. It is not somebody trying to get money. And that's the reason I've always said, I have been one of the, if I would be the only person from George Weah government, I would be so proud of him. I will be. That man went ahead and gave us a decent office building. The former electoral policy had laid down all of the infrastructures for these things to happen smoothly. This you are seeing is a clear definition of damaging our country. This you are seeing. Damaging our country. And you will be disappointed. How many more times have you not been disappointed, my dear brother and friend Stanton? Tomorrow we'll be discussing another agency. You will be disappointed in that agency again. This is because the people came to power with that little belief that they know it all and nobody else knows anything.
Thank you, answer though. We got to go now.
And
thank you.
Before I close, okay.
Yeah, finish up before you close. I want to go to Conor Gray.
Yeah, just that the Conor Gray man are talking about. Conor Gray, you are attacking me on the show here. I'm sure on the whole show, you are the only person who branded yourself a Conor after killing people from mosques, from police. And then you come on the show to attack me. There is
talking to the corner, you did respect, so the internet go off.
No.
Conor Gray can't get it, man. The man frozen.
You gotta respect the corner. You see, you're talking to the corner with dead respect. You gotta respect the corner.
Conor Gray, talk. We can't wait for the man.
You know, Stanton, from what I heard, this guy's voice does not suggest that he's a professional in the area. Look, at some point I diagnosed people for living. I wonder how many of those folks came back with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. How many of them came back with MDD, major depressive disorder? How many of them came back with anxiety? These are the way you classify them so you'll be able to give them the appropriate treatment that is necessary, that is befitting their humanity. But to sit there and dismiss people as crazy, it just shows that guy knows nothing about that field. Why he was appointed for that position, I don't know. I've not from the tone of his voice down to his profession, that the way he presents the case tells me that he's not fit for the position. And until we can begin to put people in the appropriate, let's stop putting square pegs in round hole. We're not fit. This thing is, when you have a group of people returning to their country after living, they left with trauma. They're coming back into a traumatic situation. Unless you begin to classify them decently, you're not going to be able to address their situation. Some of them will be homeless. not because they're crazy, it's because they don't have the economic means to afford housing. This is exactly what the government should be looking into, to provide them the decency. They have the right as a group of people to live decently because they're coming back home, somewhere they consider to be their sanctuary. We have not embraced them with that decency. It looks like we're throwing them outdoors. So putting them in the wild. So if you ask me, I'll say that guy does not sound like, I hope he comes tomorrow. I hope I'll have the time to be on to ask him some psychological question. It doesn't sound like somebody who studied the area before going there. They just, people just get jobs, that's all. But we should begin to put professionals in the right position so that they address problem, they solve problem. As much as you want to get back with Isaac, though, I think he said some staggering things about the decency of those people and how people just want job, and that's true, and that's how I see it. This guy probably there was nowhere to just to go to LCCC. You don't just throw people to those kinds of areas. Those are the areas where you go and bring the decency out of people and make them worthy citizens again and deploy them in the society to serve their nation. But we don't do that. We abuse people. We abuse them in every form because we want to line our pockets. On the issue of my situation, I'll leave that for my closing now, Stanton. Because I went into an army that was known as NOCO. If you have one college, no, let me tell you this. If you have one college graduate in an army that they decommissioned, why are you worried about that army? The army no longer exists.
So they no longer exist. We agree. Let's move on now. Yeah. But let me say this real quick. I know that we're having some technical issue from the studio. I don't think nursing is on and acid went off. They both went off. So let's wait a few more seconds to see if we can connect with Nelson. But let's do our closing. Thank you, Conor Gray. Glendy, you want to go ahead?
So what a sad way to end to see Liberians. Like I think Mohammed mentioned during the war. I was in Liberia for all of the war. I kept running. Of course, my dad was a government official at that time. We had to keep running. We had to hide. It was tough. It was really tough. And for us to watch this, these people some of them have been in Ghana for many years. And to be able to get an opportunity to come home and to come home to that, it's heartbreaking to see that. And I will hope that the government will do something about it. As you can be in 2024 and a government official, you describe people as being crazy. People have mental issues, they have mental illness, they're not crazy people. So to just speak publicly, and then yes, there were also when he was saying 17 young women are pregnant, people also chuckled. That's not even right. And only to come back and take back the statements that you said that they were incorrect. This person needs to be held responsible. What he did was irresponsible as a government official. And to have other government officials there laughing at that is seriously condescending and totally unacceptable. Where is the foreign ministry in this? This is about citizenship. People coming from another country, coming back home. Who went to go see this building that they have prepared for these people to live in? Who's responsible to make sure they have food, they have water? Where even bathroom? Where are the beds? Look like people sleeping on the floor. So if they're Christian people, people that have mental illness outside of Liberia, they're treated well. It's not a taboo that they can't be treated correctly because they have mental illness. Someone can have a heart problem. You can compare it to someone with mental illness. Medication takes care of it. I think the government this is so bad that there's no way to cover up such a thing. It's complete incompetency to see this happening, and it needs to be taken care of. I'm looking forward to talking to the guy tomorrow, Wozy, because it's important that we hear from them. $35,000. They could have built 3 nice sing shacks, sing houses for the people. A bathroom, a kitchen, not just lay on the cement and the rain and they're trying to stop it. Who will want their family to even be in that kind of condition? No heart. This is heartlessness. And the government needs to take it. And that's why I keep talking. And Sarah Bester, who is the Minister of Foreign Ministry, if you're watching or you hear that, you're responsible. You are responsible for this. I'm going to make sure I personally send that video to her. This is wrong. It's totally unacceptable. Thank you, Stanton.
Thank you, Glennie. Glennie, thank you very much. Let's bring in Dr. Brookplay. Dr. Brookplay.
Stanton, we have a very serious and unfortunate situation. I'm so glad that the LRRC leader will be on tomorrow, because we do need time to flesh it out. But here's what I want to say. Listen, people build nations. People build nations. And the extent to which we take care of people will be directly related to how well we build this nation. You don't need a title in front of your name. You don't need to know all the people in high places to be treated with dignity, respect. So tomorrow, I have a list of questions I already wrote down because I want to ask, because Liberians need to know. The thing is, moving forward, in positions where it requires a lot of sensitivity and respect for people's sensibility, we be careful who we appoint. Look at people's track record and see where were they and how have they served in public service. This particular agency, it's a lot of sensitivity and sensibility because of the nature of the work. You can stand at the microphone, okay? We all know the power of words. You can stand at the microphone and make a person who is so depressed feel encouraged. People who are discouraged lift their spirits. People who have no self-esteem feel like they're full of self-esteem. Your words matter. And he spoke wrongly. If I were the president, he would not go back to the job. Sometimes you only have one shot, and he made a bad impression. But for the people who are in that particular unfortunate situation, I encourage them to hold their heads up, and it's going to get better. I also want to know how we, the people, can get involved to help. Because there are many persons like myself who will be glad to contribute to improve their condition. But I guess we can flesh that out more tomorrow. Thank you, Stan.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me bring in Uncle Sam.
Yeah, this is a clear manifestation of incompetence, ineptitude, lack of compassion, especially compassion. And what we are missing among us as Liberians, this is a frank conversation. We don't love each other. We denigrate each other. We're dismissive of each other. We don't like to herald each other's achievements. We're just people in a bad space with a bad psyche. That is the reason why other nationalities take advantage of us. They use our lack of cohesion, our lack of unity to prey upon us, even in our own economy. Who dominates the economy? Look at every single sector: mining sector, trading sector, warehousing, importation, retail, accountants, hotels. How can you love each other and surrender your country, which is your natural asset, your income, the monies? You give it to foreigners and then they live better than you, and you live in zinc-grind houses, and excuse my language, you're doing open defecation in the 21st century, and you're not ashamed of yourself? This is who we are. You said my generation spoiled it, my man. I accept my generation spoiled it. But it's not my generation, right, that elected a government and people went and started to request 5 cars. That's not my generation. That's your government and your generation. We didn't ask Mama Ability to go and ask 285 equipment coming without project document, without PPCC. We didn't ask her to do that. My generation didn't ask you to create an asset recovery team that doesn't have any qualified forensic auditors, people who can pierce corporate veil, who can money laundering experts. My generation didn't do that. My generation didn't repatriate Liberians and put them in what is really a crap hole housing in Bond County where the rain is falling on them. It is your responsibility. You are abdicating your responsibility. George Weah was a part of your generation. All 90% of the cabinet in Georgia government, your generation. 90% of the cabinet in Joe Boyka's cabinet, your generation. This is post-war. Whatever we did before the war, it's done and finished. When Rwanda was 21 years after 1994, which was 2014, compare us to Rwanda 2014 and us in 2024, 21 years after their genocide. It is not about the simple thing to talk about every day. We don't like each other. We hate each other. Look what we do in terms of mob justice in the country. Mob justice. We kill people because they steal, and ministers steal, and we let them go free. So you want to catch Finda Bundle? Go do it orderly, do it by the law. And if she's found guilty, but you did it the wrong way, the first thing you did, you witch hunt. You saw the yellow taxes because they were visible, you grabbed them, and the Supreme Court rebuffed you. So it's your generation. It's not my generation. We are gradually leaving the scene. It's your generations that have multiples of years, dozens of years, to live with what you are creating. God bless you. God bless Liberia. Stanton, thank you for this platform. I'm slowly getting ready to go to Liberia. I can't even wait. I'm so excited. But again, contractors who said they were going to fix my house in 30 days. 3 months later, my house is not fixed. I'm going to go back to living temporary accommodation in Liberia because of the ineptitude and incompetence. My furniture that I paid for is not fixed yet. So I have to go there. I should have just gone to JMA. I should have just gone to one of those Lebanese construction companies. Probably this, I wanted to Liberianize the effort. You guys told me to. So I'm homeless again in my own country because I trusted people to do the work, Liberians. On that note, God bless you and God bless Liberia.
Thank you, Augustin. Mohamed.
Augustin, we will talk the generational debate another time. I want to speak to the people living under the tent tonight. I want to speak to them. A lot have been said about where they came from, the condition they're living in. I want to use myself as an example to inspire hope in them. And many of you here probably experienced similar thing. I lived in tent before during the war, similar thing. So you living there today doesn't say your life ends with living in tent. I lived in tent before where when rain were falling, we had to find place to put our hair because we don't want the water to fall on us. You find yourself in similar situation. The rain falling, you don't find a place to go. I saw a labor moving with his mattress in his hand. I got reminded of myself moving with my mattress in my hand because the water was flowing under and it got wet in the night. But by the special grace of God and because we pull ourselves by the bootstraps, here are we today. Making decisions and influencing opinion not only in our country, but globally. Not bragging. But I want people who under that tent, those young children who under that tent, those women, Don't give up on your children because they find themselves in tent today. Those women who there with single parents, don't give up on your children. Because our parents did not give up on us when we were living in those tents during the war. Those young folks who they're calling drugs addicts and calling you crazy people, some of you who were moving with your mother, we did similar things. Look at me today as an example. It's only because we did not give up. We left from the tent, we went to school, we listened to pieces of advice from our parents and young people, and today we are making decisions and influencing opinion across the world. So don't give up. See this as a challenge to you. Leave that tent, walk in the community, talk to people. There will be a destiny helper that can provide you shelter. And when you honor that shelter, can give you advice, and you can take that advice and you go to school and you learn and you become a leader and influence opinion and help your country. Don't give up. The tent should not be the end of your life. That's what I want to say to you. I lived in tent before, and here I'm out today. You can live in tent today, and you can leave from there and be the best in your country. I just want to inspire you.
Thank you very much. So we're gonna have Patrick Woolsey tomorrow. We got a recording that money that were promised to those returnees. They are saying that no, they never gave them money. Arrest and detention took place. Threats were made. So while we wait to have Patrick Woolsey, we want to just tell every one of you guys, they're accusing Patrick Woolsey, but as a matter of fact, the guys at the 10, they're accusing Patrick Woolsey. So just listen to the interview that was done by one of the gentlemen that sent us this recording. I will put it in the chat room. We do not have time. Nelson, can you come on? We want to say thank you. It was a great show today.
Okay, I do my closing.
I thought you did already.
No, I did not, sir.
Go ahead, Conan Great. Go ahead.
You know, as I was saying, if the head of that LCCC had processed those people appropriately, maybe some of those young girls that came back, some of them were raped, you know, against their will. You could be having potential crimes among those folks, but to just dismiss all of them as crazy people is the wrong prescription. And most of us have spoken about how his statement did not uplift the persons or the images in those people, the dignity within them. It does not hurt when you come from refugee camp, hoping to go back home. Home is sanctuary. It's where peace exists. So all he should have been doing, he should have at least tried to see if he can elevate the spirit, as Dr. Buckner has said. But hopefully he will be dealt with accordingly, not necessarily by the interview tomorrow. Posterity should judge him. When you're given a piece of responsibility, execute it to the best of your ability. Don't try to dehumanize other individuals who were just unfortunate. They were not the reason probably they found themselves in refugee camps. Most of those folks who are returning probably were not even born in Liberia. If they were, some of them were very young when they went there. How can you hold them accountable for their situation today? So you should not look at the negative side. That's all I will urge him. Maybe I may or may not be here tomorrow. And Stanton, don't try to shift this issue about my past. My brother, I beg you. General Bowen, who brought me into his office as a special assistant, did not make mistakes. When he took me into the Chief of Staff Army office, and he took me at the Ministry of Defense as his special assistant as Minister of Defense, he was not making mistakes. Come on, how many folks had college education in the army that we served? How many folks? You said you were bringing generals. Ask them which college they went to. Where did they do their graduate study? Ask them for those kinds of things. We serve an army where we provided way forward for younger generation today to see the army as not as a dumping site, but rather as a place to serve your country. And so if you think that the rank of a colonel that befit my position to serve in the Chief of Staff office or the Minister of Defense office, if you think that that's a big deal, go back and look at the old army and see some of the folks that were generals. Ask them which college they attended. Some of them they never afforded any substantial education. Look, military leadership is education to the core.
So, we're talking about military leadership.
No, my brother.
I gotta stick on this. I gotta stick on the returning. I gotta stick with it returning to you. You want us to do it come Saturday?
That's not good.
You want us to do it come Saturday? We'll talk about your military career.
No, we're not talking about it anymore.
Okay, but then let's move on now. You say you corner. People say
it's my past. You should.
Yeah, but people say you don't corner. Let me do my closing. Uncle said, let me do my closing.
It's not important.
Right? Yeah, it's not important. Let me do my closing, man. You and myself are going to argue. That's about the important thing that people living in Mischief 10. Again, we have this recording. Let me put it in the chat room. You know, I really don't like to do this, but while we get ready for Patrick Woolsey, that's a problem. Thank you. So you have a lot of questions. While we get ready for Patrick Woolsey, let's just understand the importance. We are talking about human beings here, not animals. The dogs, not the cat, not those animals that we bring in our homes, feed them, keep them, and and make them to be part of our family. We are talking about human beings that were created, that were born, of a woman. It's bad. I listened to the clip over here, the young man speaking. I mean, it's very bad. It's not even the representative, not the senator. No one, no government official have ever come here to say, yo, hello, yeah. None of them. He's just saying that Patrick Woolsey, the allegation that recommended that they must detain one of them and jail that individual.
Can you imagine?
I mean, under a Joseph Walker rescue government. Under a Joseph Walker rescue government. Can you imagine? Where are we as people, man? I know some of you will have different spin to this. They are Liberians. They went out there to hustle. The war took some of them. They didn't make it. And they said, we're coming home. Madam Sally did it. She brought some of them back. We know the backstory, folks. But where are we as a nation, as a people? How can we be our brother's keeper? How can we show that love to our sisters? 16 of them pregnant. And the executive director said 90% of them, they are crazy. Crazy people, he called them. And folks were laughing. How do you, what's the determination as to you came up with a conclusion that they are crazy? Are they shitting on themselves? Are they eating their own shit? Are they rolling in the dirty water and drinking pea water? Your determination. Come on and let the Liberian people know. Then 2 days later on, you took it back and say, I will rely on someone. It's a disgrace. I hope Prince Moyi can speak to this. Prince Moyi, the big thing is that, again, it's hard to say. But for us to just look for ourselves, Jordan Pay, Prince Moyi, Mama Bridge Mensa, and the rest of them, they got to fix that problem. The Bon County Caucus got to step in.
They got to.
The government under Joseph Yuma Braga, president, rescue president, he got to step. That's what we need right now. Rescue mission. You get a lot of money. Where's the money? It was so show, so Vlad, so big show. But we'll not stop talking. We'll talk till the end. When we see these things, we'll expose it. We got to uproot folks in this government that think that they can mess this government up. It can be from the top to the bottom. I will not stop talking. You know that. Even drivers can come on the show, God's willing, and I will say it all. No friend, no favor, no special interest. I will say it all. So don't say I get friend in the government. I ain't got no friend in the government. It's about the Liberian people. I say hi to you today, you mess up, I will bring you on the show and talk about you. I will say it all. And let me end with this. Ladies and gentlemen, the rest issue here is a serious issue. We got to discuss part of it more. I've been speaking to some of the importers. We have gotten into a bet, plenty. They say rest price not going down. I want to leave, and I know Uncle Sam, you guys can do a good research. I want to leave this for you guys. They bet me, some of them. They said, no way will rest price go down. They say, I mean, what I call for $18.50, the rest price will be between $19 to $20. I said, are you kidding me? And they gave me reason why that they want me to believe rest price can likely pass $21. And I said, why? They say it's rainy season coming.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it rainy season coming? And I said, why? And they put different things together, and I was shocked. They said they want to meet the president. And they're going to ask the president to do this by term in increment, right, Uncle Sam? It will not come at once.
Mm-hmm. So they will phase it in.
Phase it, white and blue, white and blue.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to this guy, Conor Gray. I'm talking to him. And the guy talking to me. The guy said, listen, I don't care, but don't call my name. I was in the meeting. Rice price. He said, rice price, because you know he's not a Liberian guy. He said, rice price, gonna go, no, Conor Gray don't lie. Seriously. He said, spoon, rice price gonna go up.
Stop it. That's not nice.
But I'm trying to imitate the man.
You're revealing your source.
All of them are Lebanese people. When they go far from there, they are all Lebanese.
Rice price in Monrovia is not the same as rice price in
we coming there. So the guy said the same thing. The guy said, spoon, we wash you. We wash everything. You said the president said that on my watch. He said that watch broke. I said, are you kidding me? He said, spoon, that watch broke. I said, what do you mean it broke? He said, I watched them working. I said, what do you mean? He said, because rice price going to go up. He said, the government cannot give us the money Joe used to give us the $22 million, the $11 million. The government cannot subsidize these things. So therefore, the price of rice is going to go up. So if anybody say rice price go, so I said, okay, we'll have a conversation. And I'm tapping into them. I want to know what's going on. And the challenge in us, I said, that we'll meet the president. The president should be back in the country on the 8th. They will send a meeting and meet this president, and they will tell the president that God's giving truth. I mean, know that. I mean, more than know that. I mean, nigga, just on the chopping board. But they told I mean straight up and said rest price going up. But we'll get more into it. That's a bull plat. Thank God you get a better, strong internet today. I hope you can keep it up. I hope you pay your internet bills, and I hope the lecture you just did a few days, they were able to pay you. The university pay you to keep your internet, because we don't have money for you. That's a bull plat. Your whole data.
I pay my bills, man. They just can't give me the service. I actually changed my service here.
This one looks good.
I pay my bill. Now I gotta beg the people to come every time. They ain't gotta pay their way to come to do it. Then when you say I will give you money to pay away, then they drive here in the company car and they still expecting money.
But they drive your company car.
Yeah, that's it. But when
now you pay away.
Then when you come on school and travel, then they say, but how you go talk about all that?
I sent you a photo. There's a Liberian who is a finalist. Apparently, Supermom is like
you don't have a city at
Yeah. I sent you that photo.
I told Granny to bring city and she said no.
Well, I
Cynthia,
sent you
please
the.
don't say that publicly because Ciara is
I'll say
watching.
publicly. I get a
Don't
chat
say that
message I
publicly
sent to
because
you.
Ciara also watched the show.
I get a chat message. No. Conor, wait. The message I sent to
Can you put a photo up? At least let people vote for her.
I can't, Granny.
Today is the last day for voting. Thank you, Conor Gray.
But y'all call her on the show. You Conor Gray, I don't know where you be sending me stuff. Send it to you in the chat room, Conor Gray.
Man, I know. I can't put it.
I don't know where you be sending me stuff. Yeah, send it in the chat room, my man.
I send it to yourself.
My man, send it in the chat room. I beg you. Send it. I've been beyond.
But today is the last day to vote.
I've been behind Glendy to send me the woman and bring the woman on Glendy if no it.
All the people say this story was Glendy's story at 5 and 6.
No, because you say you want to kill the woman on
JBC.
JBC that get only 2 people watching the woman one kind. You say no, you want to kill on JBC. So
I didn't even tell her that. So don't even bring it to me. She not answering, but anyway, thinking I could agree. Today is the last day for voting.
I heard today is the final day.
Yes.
I mean, she's in the quarterfinal, man. To win this thing.
And
so what's the link?
Superman, hold on. Let me go to
you can't get a link? Oh, Lord have mercy.
We got to promote a woman, man.
Yeah.
Like Glendy the cause, though. And the woman I win, like Glendy the cause.
Stop it.
Stop what? I pick you up. You don't know me yet. I mean, behind you also to put a woman in, or you say because that you so be Superman, they didn't choose you, so you fair.
I'm not even in that thing.
They said she's currently 3rd place, man, and we're supposed to be voting today.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I just shared the link.
You shared the link in the chat room?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, but can we put it on the live feed that everybody vote for her?
Yes, Seattle Tengbe.
We still got 5,000 people.
She's from Liberia. Yeah. She has 5 children. She's been working hard. There's a lot of.
They call it Super Mom, right?
Yes,
yeah, but call her again. Glendy, call her one more time.
Let's see. Answer, maybe she works in the evening, so maybe she's at work. She was scheduled to be earlier.
It's a big deal, just like America Get Talent.
She sent me some text, but I think she's working.
I can't. You know what, Uncle Sam, I'm really disappointed that Glendy did this to her friend.
Can you imagine this witchcraft?
Yeah, Glendy did this to her friend. I've been behind Glendy since day one. Bring the woman on. Glendy said my name is Olympic Man. They introduced me. I don't want to bring the woman on. That's what Glendy said. Okay, that's Super Mom. She currently 3rd place in the quarterfinal. We got to vote for her. Glendy, you say you put the link on. I want everybody to vote now. Can you please put the link on her here? Let everybody, please. Okay, Nelson, can you come on, Nelson? Nelson, please, I beg you. Can you share the link? Nelson, can you come on, Nelson? Somebody play something from the back. Nelson? Hey, God, what if we get going again?
Good. I just put it in the chat. Not our chat. I'm talking about the show chat.
Nelson, can you put the link up?
Seattle Tengbe.
Nelson, can you put the link up? Let's try to help Seattle Tengbe. They think should have been done a long time. Yesterday we had over 100,000 people watch our show.
You mean I should share the link with her to come on?
No, put it up right here. While we here, can you put it
for people to vote? I put it there. They just need to pin it. Just pin it on the live feed.
Nelson, can you put, right here in a few seconds, please.
So Glendy, when you put it there, they click on it, it will work, right?
Yeah, they will click on it and go straight to the link to be able to vote for her.
Yeah. So that's the link right there.
Now, all the planet thing?
You just gotta click the thing, man. It goes straight to her thing.
No, the one that Conor Gray sent me, just get the direct link.
But Conor Gray don't have it directly to her. This one goes straight to her place where to vote.
Then you really don't want the woman to win.
Okay, so I have another one. Let me try.
Just cut and paste, man. Click on it.
Yeah, Glenny get different thing about the woman.
I sent one to Nelson. Maybe that will be better too.
Send her the one I'm sharing. It goes directly to where you should vote for her. It shows her picture. That's the easiest one. That's what I'm saying.
Even the one configuration does the same.
Okay, either one
And
is
the
shared.
one configuration is the shortest one, but Glenn is saying the confusing one.
Look at you.
But configuration know the woman?
Like my old thing.
She's a Liberian.
I said, can I get the other woman? They say, stop it.
I don't know her. Actually, I don't know her.
So like she's a nurse. She has 5 kids,
I wish.
a husband and children.
My man,
She's just gonna give us some perks.
the woman is Cynthia. The woman is Siata Tengbe.
Siata Tengbe, that's her name.
She's a religious follower of Spoon, right?
Yes.
The woman is a very nice woman. She contributed on our program so many times.
See, Sandra, you know the woman there asking me if
I'm talking about the woman the other day.
When I came across this woman and I read her and I followed her and I asked Glenny, can you bring her on? Then he said,
the link is not working.
My man, pin to the link down, man. You know, the
link I
working.
just click on it work. If you click, you can't click on it on the feed. When you click on it, it work. I just voted again.
All right, folks, can you please vote for Siata? She's our sister. She's our mother.
You can
She's
also pay money to vote, Stanton. You can double her votes. If you pay $10, she gets 20 votes. If you pay $25, she gets 50 votes. But you get 1 vote free. So if you pay some money, she gets more votes. She's the third right now. I think she said over 100.
Somebody say it works. So
I said the thing where I be voting for the woman all day. That man send some flower. Send on a flower, man.
On that note, folks, I gotta see you, man. Bye bye.
Where you rushing every day?
I spent 3 hours with y'all. 3 hours.
Uncle Sam, we know your sleeping time coming. Have a good night. Go in peace.
No, I gotta go do some kind of old man thing quick.
Go do it. Go do it. Don't leave there.
I will never leave there. Don't worry. When you get my age, you'll go do the old man thing too.
And if Siata wins, if she wins, she gets $20,000. But it also be good for Liberia to win this. That we have a super mom, 5 children. She's a nurse. She's worked for many years. Yes, she's married with 5 kids.
Yeah,
she's a nurse good, right? And she's worked for many years. This will be a plus to her for all of the sacrifices she's done as a nurse and a mother to become a super mom.
So as you can see right there, that's the shortest link. Click on that one. You'll go straight onto it. Everybody, please do us a favor. Vote for our sister Siata. Please, I beg you. Just hit it. Just hit it. Just hit it. We are so many here. Let's hit it and let's vote for her together as one. Well, let's make this Liberian woman proud. All right. We want to say thank you very much for your participation. And Nelson, please share again tonight. Nelson, who you got tonight coming on?
So tonight we invited the guys from the CBC COP. They will be our guest tonight on the late night show.
CDC.
Watch it. I said,
at a group job we are rejected.
And they went back to job. But who's this?
Lord.
Look, Dr. Bobla, I know you gotta go in peace. I don't get you the prize. Yeah, I don't get you the prize, Dr. Bobla.
Please check the chat.
But let me ask you a question though. Why they got sleeping with your mouth open? They make it talk too much. Your mouth gotta be open. Mommy, they fucking talk too much. Even in his sleep. You see your mouth open, he talking in his sleep.
I think he's talking about so.
He talking about Amy Kumar.
You were talking about backing something to the cloud. Hope the other Fadiga get everything in the cloud though.
Yeah, good night.
The one that the leader on your phone.
But this is, but seriously, this thing that true? The man sleeping with bar open?
The man talking in his sleep.
This is bad though. When the people get you feeling like bro, sleep carry you, that when they can take bad picture about you. I hope they didn't take bad picture about the man.
But you posted something with Fangon before just like this, man. People sleep different way, man.
This is not right.
It's about sleep, yeah. It's about sleep and not free sleep.
No, it's not free sleep. If it's not, this sleep out with 2 things. One ambient, either it's ambient sleep, medically induced sleep, or maybe it's the other sleep.
You see, you're not free sleep. You sleep, open your mother. I mean,
but who took the best picture? Wise.
Now the girl out in the room took the best picture. The girl at CDC girl. I told Fadiga, let the look at Glenny don't want to go. She's still listening. I told Fadiga to leave these CDC girls there alone. Now the CDC girl take the best picture and send it to Acedo. Then Acedo took the picture and put it in CDC chat room. That's how the picture came out. I mean, you gotta learn, my man. Seriously speaking, folks, to be fair, I advise Fadiga. I said, oh, man, you in Liberia, be very careful. You in Liberia, be very careful. That the CDC guy that took the picture, the one I cooked the dry rest. You remember the dry rest picture I put up?
Yeah, I saw that dry rest.
Yeah, the one I cooked the dry rest the other day. He was eating. I told him as a brother and friend. I said, my man, be very careful. The man, oh, nobody will bother me yet. Nobody will bother me yet. My security right here. And there you have it. They took the man picture sleeping. This is not right. I want you guys to see it. I love my brother Fadiga so much. This is not nice. That Acedo did this to the man. And you know, the man more open and spit. Look at his spit drain for him up. You see the spit? Granny, you see the spit?
What is spit?
Woo! You see the speaker. Where's Steven Johnson? Somebody call Steven Johnson. You see the speaker, remember?
Yeah.
It's bad. To be frank. I mean, don't do it. Seriously. Fadiga is our brother. Seriously. This is too big. I beg Acedo say do not show the other part of the picture. I beg Acedo. Right now, I beg him Acedo. But Acedo and Sidisha, you know they are wicked cats. They were looking for a time of season. They get cooked the dry rice with okra with pork and fried fish.
Somebody said the man were in the hospital, man.
No, not in the hospital, man. Not in the hospital. I'm telling you the story. Colin Gray, you gotta believe me, man. I know I'm making up.
I went to the man in the hospital.
Colin Gray.
I can remember the room.
Colin Gray. And you remember the room, right? Let me show you something.
But you were not sleeping when I got there, though. But
Colin Gray, that on hospital thing, yeah, man. I put Colin Gray, that on hospital thing. I put it in the chat room. Where is the picture? Where is the man picture? I mean, I'm serious. You better advise your man. Then you think I joke? Advise the man. The man was eating. He was eating the rest. He and the girl, he was eating the rest. When I advised him, I told him, so, man, you walking on a dangerous ground. Take heed. And you know, people say, show. I don't want to show the entire picture. That's my brother, yeah. Fadiga is my brother. And you know, but again, to each his own. I just hope that he was very careful. And you know, let it dry right here. Please, I beg you. Let me share the one, then we'll go quick. On that day, when the man was eating, you know what? Mommy, I'm popping. Mommy, can you send me all the picture there? That's the most I see we do, yeah. That mommy can send me all the power picture there. He can do the thing and hide here.
I'm make sure the dry man. Show the dry.
Yeah, I'll show you now. Hold on 1 minute. Let me upload it. I told Fadiga, I said, Fadiga. The thing you do here.
Fadiga.
Yeah, Jerry. People think I'm joking. Like the girl, you see the girl here? You see the girl here?
Jerry carry Fadiga.
Like the girl and Fadiga were eating. Pork, I said the thing, put it online. Pork, everything. Colonel Gray, you see your picking? Oh, Colonel Gray, you not talking?
Oh, man, what I would do? I'm looking at a place sitting there, a girl eating, and then I didn't see Fadiga there.
Colonel Gray.
Not in the photo.
Colonel Gray. You're about to see the man. You know I get all the things here. The man turned around He said, my man, the game I said eating. I said, Fadika, take heed. He said, oh, my man, the program do I said, Fadika, take heed. That game you saw, I discussed it on the show. That particular game, to tell you the truth.
But you got to be careful.
I told Fadika, congregate, taking the man, congregate, making fun of all of the men. You didn't hear what I for.
Got to be careful, my brother.
I mean, I love Fadika, to tell you the truth. That's our man. But you got to be very careful. You cannot trust Uncle Sam. You cannot trust any of the guys that when they're around. It's very, very, you have to be very careful. The man. So look at that picture, right? Let me put the other one up. Then we'll go. I would tell Fadiga today. Me. I would tell him today. And Colonel say that only rest you see. Watch this.
I would that juicy drivers, man.
They get cocaine, my man. They get our own mission. They get our own mission. I know they get me. I won't call it getting. It's your own mission. I mean, we can sit down here and laugh, folks, but men know that self. Men know that self. You have to be very careful. Fadiga is my brother. I love Fadiga to death. Both of them. Men know that self. You have to be very careful. If you don't understand that men know that self, okay, let's take this one. Let's take this one. There you go. Yo, hold on 1 minute. I'll show you the entire picture because Colonel Gray made me first.
So on the side of that kettle,
that okra, kettle, pork, fried fish, that one put Fadiga to sleep.
Yeah. Juicy drivers there, everything inside.
But they are joking. I wait. Yeah.
That got full package.
That full package.
That full package.
I wait. I get the whole story. So you see the rest here, right? Yeah, the rest here, right? You see over here, that fact there. And you see Fadiga eating?
Yeah.
You see now?
Yeah.
The man taking the bone from the fish. And you see? Anytime you say that in the hospital, Congress, don't do this to me. I'm bad. I'm very bad. My man myself very bad when it comes to this thing.
Should have all the men on the phone with you telling you, giving you update.
Yeah. You see the man?
Okay, yeah, the man there. Yeah, good.
You see the man?
Yeah.
You see the man. And you see Biesta. Look at the man, bro. Look at the bro. And you see it? Colonel Gray, I don't want nobody to say I come here to play fun. I never come here to play fun. Look at this Fadiga that's sleeping, right? Look at that sideburn. Look at the same white singlet in the corner. After the man ate that food, goodness slick here.
They make a full service.
Oh, I mean, what can you say?
It was straight to bed.
After the man, listen, Colonel Gray, you're making me so mad right now. To be frank, I hate when you make me bad. So let's go. Okay, everybody take a look at this picture, right? The man calling me, I will not even answer. The man calling me, I will not answer the man. Let's look at the picture, right? The man, look at the white singlet on the man right arm over his right shoulder. Okay, the man I eat the food, a golf food, right? They see when I did it. If I go, let me dedicate this guy tonight. You see, yeah? And that 2 spoon in the bowl.
Yeah.
And you see 2 spoon.
Yeah.
The guy cannot eat 2 spoon. That's Fadiga play right there. I have to take a picture up because I get respect for female. I don't want to get myself in trouble. So I took a picture. I took her head off, right? That's the right thing I do, right? It was the right thing. So now, look at Fadiga walking when he was going to bed. After eating, he was going to bed. Listen, Papa, go to bed. Fadiga say, I gotta go to bed, man. My girlfriend. So you see,
so the man call you on Messenger.
I said the man called me, and my wife told the man, say, so Lao told him, say, do not show the girl picture. He heard I was saying that. Then he said, oh God, man, I'm not going to do it. But it was too late. So now he said, I'm not going to do it. It was too late. I said it. The man called me. So that's Fadiga, right? That's Fadiga. He got phone now, right? Let's go back to the picture because we got to go real quick. You see here? Fadiga got 4, yeah, the rest. They almost finished the rest. The rest has sardine and everything. Fadiga taking the boom from him up. They fish everything. They fish boom everything. You see, he put it in your hand. The man don't even use paper towel. You don't put that in your hand. You put it in napkin. My man, Fadiga changed, bro.
That time the man in rush. The man in rush.
Yeah, the man in rush. The man that eat a dry rush. He putting the boom on your hand. He walking quickly now. The last part of the show, the man fell asleep. So that stage is gonna great, right? That from chapter 1 to chapter 4, the end. Chapter 1, the food was ready. You seen it? They just brought the food, right? Chapter 1, everybody got to see this. The food was ready. It was served, everything. Chapter 2, what happened with chapter 2? He and the girl was eating, as you can see, right? The man took up with a spoon. He had to put his spoon down because why? In chapter 3, he got to take the bone from his mouth. So he put his food down, he take the bone from his mouth at chapter 3, right? Chapter 4, the man going, chapter 4, the man going to bed now. Chapter 5, the end. The man sleeping. Chapter 5, the man sleeping and feeling. The end, folks. You can ask for any more. 5 chapters in the story. 5 chapters. We'll go over it one more time. Please take your pen and your paper tomorrow. Okay, no, Color Great, wait. One last time. 5 chapters.
There's a chapter missing. What made a man sleep? That a fool?
No, but chapter 1.
How many the man are rushing to go where to go sleep?
Wait. Chapter 1, we gotta do it already. The food is served. Chapter 1, right? Everybody's seeing the food, all the mixture, the pork, the okra, the kitchen, everything is served. Chapter 2, the man and the girl was eating. Chapter 2. The girl eating with her left hand. She left-handed. I know her. Chapter 2, they were eating. The man had to take the bone from his mouth, so he put the spoon down. Okay? That's chapter 3. He taking the bone from his mouth. Right? As you can see, it's very clear. Chapter 3, the man finished taking the bone from his mouth. As everybody know now, the food there. Chapter 4, the man going to sleep. Great. The man walking, going in the bedroom to sleep. The same signal on the man. Look at the wife beater. It on him. What is chapter 5, ladies and gentlemen? Great. And chapter 5, the bar one. Chapter 5, the end. That's it. Please put the end right here. What the man here? That's it, come back.
I'm not picking Nelson.
Man, y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll see you guys again. Great, it's good to have you. Thank you.
Folks, I hope that guy will be here tomorrow, man, bro.
Yeah, he will be here tomorrow. Patrick will
because somebody tell me that video is old.
No, the video is not old. The guys that I made a video will call them. They're waiting to come on the show too.
So because somebody gave like bro 5 million before for.
We're talking. We got all this information, Great.
Yeah,
we want to say thank you.
Regime to build estate.
We want to say thank you, Great. Let's go. We'll do that story tomorrow. You see the different chapter. That's our boy, Hussein UJ Fadika. You see that I did to Fagona what I did to him. And listen, Great. Have a good night. Folks, as always, we want to say thank you for joining Spoon. Okay? Our show is with entertainment. Say better 20. If you're able, don't come on. Once you come on, we got to talk. We got to talk it all. Laughing, discussing serious issue. As you go home tonight, 5 chapter, you got to read about Fadiga. Okay, he's a good guy. Right? Don't mind all the fussing that he's good. Right? I want to say to you, the country will be better. It is what it is. We are moving. We still got hope. So we'll do what that which is right. But going with this, Joe, relax. God is in control. It's not every time we come to a show, we be serious. We don't curse. We do not insult. But we'll go deeper into the issue. Because of you, Spoon Talk remains supreme. Because of you, every day that take your time to watch Spoon Talk, we stay on top. And God's will remain on top. Don't forget Sunday, one-on-one with Ketema, the National Food Authority. Managing Director Sekou Dukle will be our guest. Then we'll bring in Kev Hassan. He got something to say. He will say what he want to say. The message will never come on Spoon again. So what he backing to come on Spoon for? He won't come to apologize. Go apologize to your network, but I can't wait for him. I will deal with him according to the law that governs Spoon Talk. Okay? We must let him look in our eyes, our two eyes, and talk to him clear, and be some sense into him. So we'll bring Kev Hassan Sunday. You have never seen Stanton in a different attitude before. A man should be held accountable, and Kev Hassan will be held accountable on Sunday. Ketema and myself will greet him. Again, I want to say thank you. Tomorrow we're going to have Patrick Woolsey, LRRC Executive Director. I sent him question, why do people living like that, and all the other allegations against him. We want to say we appreciate you. We love you all. Come back again. Let's have fun. Always think Liberia. Think about Liberia. Love Liberia. And together, let's just build Liberia. When you see something, say something. Don't sit there and wait for anybody. When you in any ministry, any agency, you see some kind of calais, say it. You want to say it, send it to me, I will say it. If you don't want to say it, send it to me, I will say it. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God bless our country. Today is my father-in-law's birthday. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Kotu P. Boba. June 6th. June 5th is his birthday. Today is the 5th. I want to wish him a happy birthday. Long life, prosperity, success. As Kotu P. Moba, my father-in-law, you know him, live in Mama Plan, and you know, I get all the beautiful girls during there. And we're lucky to choose one, you know. So he's a good man. He's from a good family. So if you know him, send a shout out to him, like I'm doing. Mr. Kotu P. Moba, happy birthday to you. And we're wishing you Godspeed. I'm going to leave right now to just take into our usual spot, you know, for us to, Nelson, for us to celebrate. So, folks, I don't know what Nelson, I know he froze up. Nelson! All right, the internet giving Nelson a time. Yeah, look at 2 hours, you kind of that freezing. I want to say thank you very much, everyone. Have a good evening. Be safe. Come back tomorrow. Let's talk to Patrick Woolsey and let's discuss more national issue. Good night from my end, and God bless you. Bye-bye.
Still having some issues with the connection there. Well, but folks, we want to say thanks to all of you tonight for being here. Thank you for joining us tonight on this edition of the program. It's been a great show. We appreciate all of you for making up time from across the world. Thanks to the folks on YouTube that have been following from the very start of the show. We appreciate you. And Spoon Talk Live is our YouTube handle. You can subscribe, get all of our programs from there. If you're on Facebook, we there on Spoon TV and Fabric TV as well as Super TV. So thanks to our Facebook audience as well for being here tonight on this edition of the program. Thanks to the folks in Radio Land as well for coming up. Of course, you're always here following the program. You're glued to your radio every time, and we appreciate you as well. That's how I would like to draw down the curtains on the Spoon Talk tonight. Thanks. It's been a great show. We look forward to another fascinating show tomorrow. Of course, you already saw the flyer. The executive director of the LRRC will be here. Until then, have a good night. Coming up shortly is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. It's going to be in about 5 minutes from now. Until then, my name is Nelson Colette. Have a good night, and bye-bye for now.
Crying for starvation, just don't just fall. You want to get a news update, my brother, don't just spoon. You want to know what is happening, Morocco,